Would you waste all day this weekend, all day on a nice Saturday of sports at a car dealership? You're an idiot. You could have gone to fairlease.org. There is no car dealership for you to go visit. You could do this all from your couch. You could do this all from your bathtub, I guess. Fairlease.org. They will complete this process for you easily. They'll give you your trade-in amount quickly, top dollar. They'll work with you on those financing options. They are a Texas company. They work with the credit union in Texas, so you know they're good for it. Sell your car, get paid fast, get more for your trade at fairlease.org. It is important that you click Request a Quote and then select the Dumb Zone on the How Did You Hear About Us. It would be frankly cruel if you're listening to this right now and did otherwise. Like if you went on there and typed in like CNN's 5 things, that would be...
Yeah, I agree. That would be terrible.
Yeah, but they're a Texas-based company.
Help the Dumb Zone. Help Fairlease. Help yourself, really.
What do you mean, but? That didn't even...
They're not going out to CNN. They're going to Texas products like us.
That's a good point. You backed it up. Just like they will.
Yeah.
At fairlease.org.
All right.
Why don't you two just get a room?
That's our dynamic. We fight and then we make up.
It's that mustache. Mustache makes makeup sex.
What a mustache. Hello again, everybody. My name is Dan McDowell.
I'm Jake Kim.
I'm Blake Jones.
We got Clayton here as well. CK. We have a big Monday program for you. I don't know. It's a fair-sized Monday program for you.
Last week of school.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I don't know if this is a back or not, but I think if you look at the things that are back lists, they pretty squarely line up with just stuff that Dan has been on for the last 10 or so years. I think we've done away with kindergarten graduation.
Small bottoms?
No, well,
Ladies?
I don't know. I feel like fake butts
Get a lady?
are going out, but I don't think
Skinny ladies?
I don't think the squat-centric female workout is ever going anywhere.
That's an interesting observation about this list because it's currently Dodgeball, Alcatraz, Pete Rose, and HBO Max.
Yeah,
That's
and
squarely
Just
in.
HBO.
And the first person I ever heard yelling about why are they having a graduation for kindergarten was Dan when I was like 20. And I was like, yeah, that does suck. What are you, little idiot? It's like having a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like you stayed alive to 5 in modern America. This isn't Somalia. You're not a child rebel soldier.
Like, if you graduate from college, that's kind of like an accomplishment. Some people don't make it through college.
Yeah.
Some people, yeah.
Not for everyone.
The ultimate accomplishment is not needing it, though. He gets invited to go speak at colleges without finishing college, like an NBA player.
But, I mean, you go because it's been 4 long years,
Right.
and
It
late
costs
night
money.
studying.
Somebody
It
paid
costs
money.
And even high school in a similar way. The journey through like kindergarten, it's the easiest year I've ever had.
Yeah.
Like,
If
what
you
do I
had to
do? I
rank them,
stack some blocks.
it'd be near the bottom.
What do you?
Yeah.
They don't
remember
even
about it?
grade.
You can't tell
they
me
don't
one
gr-
thing you did.
No.
You can't fail. I don't even think you can fail.
You can...
You can decide, you know what, you're not ready yet to move on, but it's not like
No, yeah.
That
there's
doesn't happen very
test.
often.
There's no test that you have to pass. So I
and then
think,
that summer you get your GED for kindergarten.
right.
Like
yeah.
you work a little extra harder.
You have to smoke.
Color some stuff.
Smoke cigarettes.
Anyway.
We're calling it kindergarten awards, folks. We're doing awards. We're not doing graduation.
Oh, so we did today?
Yeah.
So most likely to be in Hustler or
Nah, it's all bullsh. It's they do come up.
you have to give everyone an award then, kind
Yeah, but they make them up, and I was a little confused because there's 4 classes, I don't know, 20 kids in a class, and after the first class, they're all unique. Like this kid gets the Zebra Award because they were the-bravest when it came to this particular project.
Jeez.
Actually, they were fire, and you guys are a-holes. They were good. Good from
That wasn't good.
Well, okay, you had to do 20 of them, right? But then I realized, I'm like, well, they're going to a second class. I'm like, there's no way they have 80 bars in this bag. And like the first kid of class 2 was the zebra. that was like the last kid of class. I'm like, okay, I see what we're doing here. There's one eagle. We got one goldfish, one shark.
Good.
Yeah, and so they all get a little deal. It moved quick. It moved real quick. I was expecting to be late to the show today, but, after they read everybody's name, you kind of just sit there. Kid would rather be with their friends than you. But to Blake's point, I did ask. I was like, yo, do you remember your first day here? She's like, no. I'm like, well, what do you remember? Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good deal. All right.
But you got pictures, right?
Yeah, it was cool.
For the gram,
It was in a
does
good
your
mood.
wife gram your kid?
I don't
a
think she's
controversial
like,
thing or no?
yeah, until I gave up.
All right.
But I also feel like I set the tone. Like my in-laws don't really do it. My mom doesn't do it. She doesn't post the kids on social.
Yeah. It seems like someone that was older would be more concerned about that.
Yeah, but they also don't have
Otherwise, you
any
just give
feel for like social media guidelines at all. That's why they're watching videos at max volume and Ross.
At Kroger, yeah.
Ross.
So it's Monday, so we have Jared Sandler on the show later on. He will talk Rangers with us.
He went mini Vi.
Mm-hmm.
And we have in studio, we have a sit-in.
Wow. What a day.
And it is a lady. She is Girl Jordan.
Girl Jordan, yes.
Girl
That's
Jordan.
not what I call her.
Go on. I know Blake now has your number.
Yes.
So I'm sorry about that.
Card-carrying member of the Beehive.
She's got the shirt. Yeah.
Oh, she has a Beehive shirt.
She does.
And her name, as I've known her for many years, is an emailer, Jordan Alford.
Correct.
Is that still your name?
In the state of Texas, no longer Jordan Alford. ID currently, yes, but state of Texas.
Okay, so
no
you
longer
are
recognizes
changing
Jordan.
your name.
Of course.
Jordan got married on Saturday.
Whoa.
Maddie,
It was either that or a transition sitch.
yeah,
Either or.
or like an Ocho Cinco thing.
Oh,
I kind of
yeah.
look like a teenage boy. It is what it is.
Better world peace. Married?
Married, and we went to her wedding.
Yeah, we did.
3 massive things happened Saturday. I got married, met everyone from the Dumb Zone. Stars 1 series.
Let's wrap it up right there. The weekend troika.
What a perfect day.
It was
really
funny
was.
being there, and your mom said, "Oh, she'll never forget this now." And I was just wondering if she might have forgotten it.
It
Had
took
we
a
not
couple
been-
minutes before Dan said, so you think she would have forgot maybe if we weren't here?
Yeah, like, what was that thing we did? We
Yeah.
had that party.
I think the Stars won that day. We were outside.
Yeah.
What was it? There was Lone Star.
There
Oh,
was-
my wedding.
There's still Lone Star here. I don't know what you're talking about.
Did you do the I
know
don't know if they actually showed this on Game of Thrones, but I know that I heard that it happened in that time where like now like your husband has sex with you, but everybody like in the family's like watching.
That's consummating the marriage. Yeah. So that's actually where the garter belt thing came from.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So essentially the family would rip the woman's clothes off and
Yeah.
and force them to do it in front of the family to make sure
That she's
that was going
pure?
to happen. Exactly. And it started becoming a tradition more or less for the groom to take a portion of the woman's clothing, toss it to the family. So we're gonna have sex later.
The history.
The history of marriages, and I mean the groomsmen, they were initially designated to kidnap the woman and make sure she didn't go anywhere.
Damn, I never really thought about it. It probably wasn't just like, hey, you're getting married. Why don't you find some of your boys to crush beers with?
All right.
I never thought of that.
I want to talk about the wedding.
Okay.
There's a lot to talk about, but I want to do like a weekend check, not wedding first.
Go for it.
Okay.
That would be brought to us, Jordan, by Elite Rides DFW. Do you know what that is?
I do. I used them for my wedding.
What?
Whoa.
Unbelievable.
I did not know
Agree.
this. Really?
Yes, I did.
Okay. What was that experience?
It was phenomenal. I was trying to sneak a little champagne glass in from under my dress, and we're good. You don't have to do that. You don't have to hide that from me.
That's
yeah,
right.
I think somebody had emailed us. In fact, the fact that Elite Rides, like they have chauffeur licenses,
Right.
so you're allowed to
Different grade.
to do the drinking in there. It's okay.
It wasn't
it's-
a long ride, but man, I felt like a princess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No matter the length of the ride, they're cool.
Yeah.
They're licensed.
Great place to go to like sporting events or something. Oh,
Concerts.
Jordan loves some Stars games. That'd be a great place to go to a Stars game. Then you can get your drink on and they'll drive you home.
Maybe a corporate outing. You know
Ooh.
how crazy those things
I
can
don't.
get.
I have zero idea
Absolutely
what that
nuts.
even is.
So call 844-RIDE-DFW and tell about him. Again, it's the Dumb Zone. It wasn't, Club Shay Shay or it's very important you tell these people this.
They got an app. Can you believe that? An app. They're
No,
ahead
that's
of- they're
super
ahead of the
tight.
ga- Yeah.
Promo code DZ15 for 15% off your
Okay.
first ride. Please do tell them the Dumb Zone sent you. That is Elite Rides DFW bringing you the weekend check. I'll go quick if you want. I don't have like a ton. Friday we did the Main Street Grapevine. Met up with TC and his daughter. We bought
No wives and stuff. Just
wives. I was there with wife. TC wife had a foot injury and refused all of our demands of her to get the rascal. We really wanted her to do it and to just be cruising the streets of downtown Grapevine, but she
didn't want to wear that scarlet letter.
she didn't do it.
Yeah.
So TC and I both bought the unlimited pass and then did the math on the ride numbers and then kept that math and hit our over.
Did
There
you?
you go.
Okay.
Because we had a limited amount of time. Like
That's the goal.
we walk down there, so that eats up some time. But I was like, all right, let's keep track here because not all these rides are the same amount. So
Was it 1,000,000 degrees? I'm trying to remember.
it was
what
hot,
Saturday
but
was
not like horrible. But it got warm. But it's the evening, So yeah, did that, and then there was really nothing exceptional on Saturday until the wedding. Kind of built my whole day around it. And really it was just like, hey, I can go see the guys. I can go see my fellas. And it turned out to be like a beautiful place.
Yeah.
Cool people. Then yesterday, I was supposed to have flag football playoffs. It's a tough season to get in. Anybody in rec league in spring knows. Blake knows. You got Mother's Day and even Valentine's Day sometimes is still in there. There's just a lot of bullshit in there. And then now it has to be done by Memorial Day. So we were supposed to play at 2. I got there at 1:50 and I was told we're now playing at 3 because the 1 o'clock game hasn't started yet. And our second game was supposed to be at 4, provided we won.
Do we
the
see
first one.
lightning or something? What's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And our good friend Jerry of Mucky Duck, Scruffy Duffy's, and now the local Shacks at Austin Ranch, where we'll have our summer event. He has a stepson that plays for the God Squad.
Interesting.
Really?
He texted me on Saturday. He was like, hey, do you have playoffs tomorrow?
Did he just put this together?
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, we do. That was when my stepson said he had playoffs in Grapevine. He's like, haven't you talked about a team you play against?
Jerry has a stepson.
Called the God Squad or
Wow.
Mercy on your show? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, I think he's on that team.
That's awesome.
So he was there, drove all the way out there, and then there were no games played on the whole day.
On gayyoutube.com or whatever, do they have like stepson, stepdad stuff going? Like, because stepmom,
Fascinating.
stepson is a thing.
Can't confirm.
I've
You can
heard.
chime in anytime you want. You're on your
How can you confirm that?
I have gay friends.
So that they'll
It's
fire up
2025,
a
Daniel.
I mean, if you
okay,
thi-
so they'll fire up
okay,
a stepdad
let's just
video.
think
like
about
Oh,
it.
yeah.
If
hot
you're
stepdad.
if you're like a 17-year-old, if you're a 17-year-old attractive man
Mhm.
who is gay, and how would this work? Like you'd have to have a gay dad, wouldn't you?
The firewall is preventing me from going to gay.
Why would you have to have a gay dad?
Well, because your stepdad has to be down to bang you, right? He has to be
At
like an
least bi.
object of your right. So your
Yeah.
stepdad, I mean, provided he's married to a mom,
Yeah.
that's a little tougher to pull off.
Oh yeah. What if it was gay?
Because I almost think it would have to be, because in the other scenario, it's very easy, right? You're just married to the mom. Now here's
Here's hot
the
young.
new version.
Right.
Okay.
What were we talking about?
Jerry has a stepson.
Oh, yeah.
That
I don't think he's ever
attracted
hooked up
to,
with.
I think.
But who knows?
Yeah.
Sounds like he's an athlete. So yeah, I'm out there. Like I've already pawned off the kids, like it's nap time and other. Like I have 3 hours set aside for myself here. Very rare. And it never even like rained. So I was.
Can Trump do something about that? Like executive
shoot
order.
up there. Oh, the lightning thing?
Yeah, if there's a lightning, how about 5 minutes? Let's just not do this. You got to wait 80 minutes to. I mean, that's kind of like going in the pool a half hour after you eat a sandwich.
I never really understood what was supposed to happen there. When they say cramping, like, are you just supposed to? Is it like you got to poop yourself? Well, I never
don't know.
Obviously we've all.
But how often have you just been sitting by the side of the pool, regretting I just ate a half a peanut butter sandwich?
Jeez,
Now I gotta wait
the half-life on
25
this
more
thing, I
minutes?
won't be able to get back in until tomorrow. But much like with the lights and how expensive they are, we've all tested this, right? Haven't you? I've eaten a piece of pizza getting into the pool and been like, let's see. You don't die.
No, I once ate a plate of spaghetti in the pool.
By the way, don't let us forget, when we go to that Rangers game this year, we're all taking in gallon-sized bags of food. I'm watching a lot of Rangers now, and every time they cut to the crowd, I'm like, that would be very funny.
Okay, like,
Just a
and we'll
full bag of
encourage,
chili.
if we do the thing where we get a few hundred people there,
Yeah.
we'll encourage them. Everybody bring your own.
Soup and dumplings or whatever.
Yeah, we could have an impressive spread.
We could. Yeah, just a bag of charcuterie bag.
Ugh,
I was
I'm
just
all-
about to say that.
all
Yeah.
for it.
So anyways, now I'm sitting in my car. I'm geeked out of my mind, all caffeined up and stretched out. So I just went to the gym and then
Crushed it.
called Dan so we could have another meeting.
Put on your Gold's Gym little string tee thing. What do they call it? Tank top.
You know I work out in the tank top. I don't wear it to the gym, though.
Mm.
I can't do it. I think of Blake the whole time.
Let's check in with Clayton for a weekend check, if indeed you have something for us.
Yeah, I did a couple of things this weekend.
All right.
Mostly on Sunday. Saturday was sleep day. Just slept all day Saturday.
That's fascinating.
Like a hibernating bear.
Pretty
So
much.
you just
yeah.
don't get. Do you get up and do you, how does it work?
Yeah, why are you trying to break this down? The master's over here to tell you.
Yeah.
Woke up about 10,
After going to bed at
2.
okay.
Saturday phone call with my mom.
So we
Weekly?
don't-
Some lunch. Every week, Saturday phone call with the mom.
Yep.
What
What a good boy.
I know.
That's
yeah.
what I call him.
Came home about 1:30, fell back asleep, didn't wake up till 2:30 the next morning. Monday
Dang.
morning.
That's beautiful.
12-hour siesta?
That's beautiful.
Wow.
And then what do you do? Like you're awake at 2:30.
I just can't do it. Like I would like to
Yeah.
someday sleep that long.
You go to Whataburger and you get a breakfast taquito.
But I mean, sleep-wise,
Oh.
from 2:30 Sunday morning, how do we get to now?
Well,
like,
yeah,
you just
so
stayed
I
up?
woke up at 2:30 a.m. on Sunday. I went to Whataburger,
Yeah.
got a breakfast taquito, came back home, turned you into a baby,
Yeah, I saw that. So we need to talk about that later.
and then followed along with our Discord. We had some. I had to do some food stuff in there.
Okay.
I had to do some food stuff.
Yeah,
The
well,
streets are calling.
Yeah, we had some chicken nugget issues at Taco Bell. We had to
Okay,
suss
I
out.
believe you, but the sleep thing though. Like,
What?
so you from Sunday morning at 2:30 a.m. until last night you're awake?
I went to bed at 2:30 a.m. Monday morning.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah. No, I can't, Dan. I did sleep for almost 8 straight hours one night this weekend, and it requires me doubling up on sleep medication, which I do like once every 2 or 3 weeks. But I did sleep for 7 hours and 45 minutes straight. 12 is like I would have to be on fucking barbiturates at this age to sleep for. I would have to be like put under.
I got you something that might help. I recorded my wife was telling me a story about something that happened at work.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
it's like the LeBron app thing.
Right.
Like it's just my wife talking about what so and so did at
Dude,
work.
that's a really funny sketch idea because like I see it on there all like Walton Goggins has one now. Every it actor has one, but it's just introducing wine instead of calm or like what would we call it?
Well, that's how I tell how long is like I normally fall asleep watching YouTube, videos,
As you can see.
and then I just go back to my history
Time
and
watch.
see like how many.
That's amazing that you could sleep that long, because they say that's a terrible thing to do, and you're going to get a poor sleep if you're watching videos right before you go to bed.
Damn, I wonder how he'll take this info.
Huh?
You think he's going to change
I'm
his
going to
life?
change
He's
my
like,
life.
Horrible.
No,
Oh,
I'm
gee.
saying he's sleeping 12 hours. He
I know.
doesn't care. He's
No, wake up, grab a 5-hour on my way in this morning,
all right.
pop in some
Balling out of
Lucy's, and I'm
control.
good to go, brother. But no, we had a feat this weekend in the Discord. TDS did the 9 for 9 challenge for the Rangers game. 9 beers, 9 hot dogs, 9 innings.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That is something.
That is incredible. Very, very impressive. What's his name? What's the name? The handle? TDS.
Well, it's Texas Donkey Show.
Of course it is. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know why I asked.
yeah, like Discord, we get fun with the names, but yeah.
I think I know one guy who did that before. You ever try that feat?
No.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know if there were hot
I
dogs.
probably did it without.
Yeah.
I don't know
yeah.
about the eating
Tuesday. Yeah,
but
you have
no.
to stay on schedule.
part. Back in the old days, going to a game, that's why do you go to a baseball game? If
Yeah.
not to drink a beer every inning.
David Robinson of Ticket Ticker fame, I believe, once did his updates every maybe 2 innings, doing that beer inning.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
it's the old days, man.
My non-wedding weekend, not too exciting, but I did want to show you, since we were at Fox 4. Oh, I guess, you know what I did yesterday? I did a lot of stuff behind the scenes. We're trying to get ready for the Dumb Zone generic summer event presented by Qualis Roofing, which, of
Jordan?
course, is Saturday, June 7th.
I'll
The
make
local
it.
shacks at Austin Ranch. You will be there?
I'm going to make it one way or another. I am currently a stay-at-home wife, so
From what I understand, you live in Houston, though.
I do. That's 4 hours for you guys, of course. And
Okay.
drop of a hat.
They might have the bullet train going by then.
That's fine. Oh, well. There's a fun story about that. But anyway, the generic event, yes.
Qualis Roofing is bringing it to us. And we've got supporting sponsors as well now. They're all up and flying. Community Mechanical, Texas Trident Garage Doors, Fair Lease. Have you ever heard of fairlease.org? And Silverback Construction. So that's we got all of them on board, but behind the scenes, we're trying to get stuff together. So actually, when you show up, it's going to like work.
Yeah.
And apparently, you can't just do that like the Friday before. You can't do that on just June 6th. So, we're fired up. Looking forward to that. I watched the new Superman trailer. Remember my review of the first Superman trailer?
Yeah, it was like a stupid little dog.
the
in it.
dog.
There's not as much dog, but there's still any dog is way too much dog. So they had like some action figures in there, or action scenes, quick this and that, and like one time, one Lex Luthor or somebody bad guy is like got Superman, but then the dog flies.
What are we doing?
I can't do it.
What are we doing?
I'm gonna have to watch
It's
this
not
movie.
canon in any way, right? Like, did he have?
There might be something in a comic, but who's reading that?
Because it's like a little Maltese or something.
Maybe
right?
like my grandpa in 19 whatever, read that comic.
Dude, Superman gets infinitely lamer if you give him a little lap talk.
Yeah.
Well, and the dog somehow has powers, and it's just nonsensical. Like, it really does make sense scientifically that Superman has powers.
Right.
You have
Sure,
to
yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
I mean, he
There's
came from the other
chemical
galaxy.
reaction.
It's the
Properties.
sun. It's the sun. He gets his powers from, and that makes a lot of sense. We all get a lot from the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Thank you, son.
Essence of life.
Thank you, son.
Yeah, people
But-
have not been appreciating it, I've noticed.
No, we don't talk about the sun
Yeah,
enough.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
if you didn't have that sun,
Think
my
about it.
God, you'd be bumping into everything.
Mothers get a whole day, and the sun's just up there putting in work.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the
Thankless.
Superman, I'm going to have to see it because I feel like now I'm kind of like the guy that I have to do it.
I know.
Um,
That's how I feel about the new Jurassic Park, which looks like absolute dog poop. But I'm like, fuck, okay.
I got brand new glasses.
Wait, did
Wow.
you not see the last episode of The Boys?
I'm
Where the
sorry.
Flash was really unhappy with his movie trailer? He didn't quite know what to do about it?
Why would you just do a drive-by insulting one of the great TV shows of our time?
It is a great TV show. And you know what? That is actually a plot line. Like, it is.
Thank you, Jordan.
I respect you.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's not get out of control here.
But our buddy John Kukla, who works at Fox 4, was taking in the show, and he said, hey, I saw the Ernest stuff. He gave some thumbs up. He liked the Ernest stuff we did. We were talking about the Ernest movie series and how I reviewed all the trailers. And he said Fox 4 actually has a history with Ernest, and we have a couple of videos to prove it. And Clayton will now play one of them for you to prove what I just said. And it is Ernest, who...
Hey, kind of like putting lipstick on a corpse, ain't it? You taking off a big chance, aren't you, Vern? Didn't you see James Spann's pinpoint weather forecast on Channel 4? Golly, Bob, howdy, Vern. That James has got him a computer. He's calling for a 50% chance of rain. That James has got him away with numbers, ain't he, Vern? Hey, Vern, I believe the studs will stay on it better over there, know what I mean?
So, yeah,
Just class.
Ernest.
Just pure class.
You want to play the other one? I don't know if the other one's
I was like, Ernest meets Boom
can enhance it too much, but Ernest definitely was just recording.
Hey, Vern.
Always
Hurry
on
up, Vern,
the
hustle. Get that old TV antenna fixed. Put this in here and that in there and that in there and this in here. The Channel 4 news is about to come on.
Whatever it takes, wherever it breaks.
Clarice Tinsley, Steve Bosch, James Spann, and Paul Crane have got it all, buddy. Clarice, Steve, James, and Paul, the Channel 4 news team. A great bunch of guys, know what I mean? Verna! Verna!
And they pushed him off the ladder, of course.
Classic.
Yeah.
I don't know how you could not love it.
And then I got, was this Friday, Saturday morning? I don't know. I got new glasses. Did I tell you I went to the eye doctor last week, a couple weeks ago? Anyway, went to the eye doctor a couple weeks ago. Got brand new glasses. Do they look exactly the same as my other glasses?
Yeah, pretty much. There was a lot of debate on whether or not you'd go clear because I think you could do it. I think you have light enough hair. You look smart. And by that, I mean weak. You have the perfect look for clear glasses. But those are sick, though. Why? You're not happy?
No, I just wanted to.
They don't look any different
I
to me.
feel weird because everything I do and get, like I've kind of like found a lot of stuff that I like, and so then I just get another thing like that.
Dude, I'm
and
set.
I feel like this sucks that I'm not evolving and changing.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't like where you're coming from there because I feel like we're both you eat the same thing for lunch every day.
I know, and I'm criticizing myself.
No,
for it.
don't accept it. This is good.
Shouldn't I have red glasses now? Shouldn't I?
Well, I mean, I guess, but it's about finding the model. I have 13 of these shirts and like 5 or 6 pairs of these shorts. Every underwear is the same.
Yeah.
Make it easy.
Yes, I find a shirt I like, and I'm like, you know what? I got to buy 7 of them.
Yeah.
I find
all of history is great.
My sleeping shorts.
You know,
it's a while. You got to like find one that you like. So you might have to do some trial and error. You're buying one. This sucks. What? And then you find one, and you're like, all right, I got to go buy 8 more right now.
Yeah, that's my move.
That is my whole life.
I have 22 pairs of aviators. I refuse to deviate. I understand.
Okay.
Like women are the same way. If we find something and we like it, we just get it in another color.
They do have the other color option a lot more available.
And at my eye doctor, I saw this. They had a thing that says, now available. We now offer Ray-Ban Meta AI glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Visit us today to learn more. So I don't even know what that means.
Did you think about it?
I jotted it down, and I'm going to look into it.
He'll have smart glasses one day.
What does that mean?
I don't really know. I mean, I've watched the demos of it, but this is kind of like what we were talking about last week with the remote control. I think about this all the time. I just don't really think it's happening because like the VR technology, I'm not saying it's not prevalent, but it's not in day-to-day life. Like we were thought to believe that by now, it just everybody's walking around in altered reality. I just don't see that ever happening. And the glasses are kind of like a dip of the toe into it, but I'll tell you what. It's on all of us to make fun of people with those glasses to keep this from happening.
Mm.
Like,
Yeah.
that's hopefully one of the, if there's anything good about Trump being president, it's that if you do some dumb shit like wear robot glasses, everybody can make fun of you, and culture and society is not like, that's bad. You should be made fun of for that. You're a human.
At the CES show, they look pretty awesome. They can do a lot. And if you're already a glasses wearer, having your
Expand. What are they?
well, like your GPS can be on your glasses, or if you're big one, if you're traveling in a different country, like subtitles for what people are saying,
That's the one.
or
we're talking
looking at a
about.
menu, you got
Yeah.
nutrition facts. I don't know. I think it will blossom into something at some point.
Can you can you make them beer goggles? Where you
Somebody will make that app. Yeah.
Just
kinda
turn it
like
to
a root, but
turn it to 1:30 a.m.
yeah, turn a 3 into a 7 or whatever, you know.
Make every woman Indian for Dan.
There you go.
They'll
Not
do that.
everyone, but
Yeah, because when the
Everyone was.
iPhone and iTouch first came out, they were still trying to figure out the technology. So the early apps were like, pick the right urinal. Like they haven't
Right.
They
yeah,
weren't
it's like hot dog, not hot dog.
Right, they
All right.
weren't polished yet. So yeah, one of the first
Why would
apps
that
for
ever-
smart goggles will be beer goggles, I'm sure.
and Blake,
First, let me say that Dan Henry is a treasure because I was up watching Storms with him last night,
Ah, okay.
and just
jacket off.
he was jacket
Sleeves
off.
rolled-
No, there
rolled
was
up?
there was rotation above McKinney. He had jacket off.
Okay.
And just for him to be in front of a green screen and talk about Storms for 90 minutes, no break, it's incredible.
That's his thing. He trains. That's why he puts in all those hours training.
But no stutter, no somebody give me some help. It's just, look at here, rotation here. Look at this velocity couplet right here. But see, when it's going to twist to the north, that means it's dying off. The warning will disappear in 5 minutes. He's the man.
Beautiful.
It was great. But Saturday morning, I was up before dawn. I had my hard hat, my construction vest, my gloves, getting ready to do some charity work.
Jesus.
And I did some charity work, guys,
Yeah.
for the Christian Women's Job Corps of Greater Arlington. For the women. We shot a 58.
Oh, okay. He played in a golf tournament.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see.
I was like, what was he doing? Okay.
Played with Chappie and Soroy and Soroy's ringer.
How many jobs did you give out that day?
6 as of right now.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
We raised enough awareness.
Awareness per job.
hmm Yeah, so shout out to Raymond for helping
that
us out.
fun?
Yeah, it's I don't know your beaten level by your dad, but when I see him once a year, it's amazing. He never meets a stranger.
No, he's doing the show at all
He's
times.
always doing the show. He walked up to this group of ladies on one tee box and asked if they had fried catfish. And just got the conversation
Why?
going.
That's great.
Just to be kind.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Just why? Why? That was always my question. Why? Boy, I talked to him, I don't know, it must have been Sunday morning or something, and it was like he had seen young Tiger or young Bryson maybe. My dad's just like, Jesus Christ, man, Blake's power. He's like, I don't get it.
You
He's like,
striping it?
He's like, he says he doesn't play because he can't play enough to be good, and it pisses him off, so he just doesn't play. And I was like, that sounds about right. And he's like, but I don't know, man. He's like, the load, he's coming through. He's like, he put at least 6-7 drives over 300. I'm like, I don't know. Cool, Dad. I have this thing to tell you about. He's like, I swear to God, he was just crushing the ball.
Yeah, Dad, I have a master's.
We could not get to another topic. I'm like, all right, I'll re-rack on Monday.
On one of the tee boxes, there was a photographer that took a group photo. She goes, 3, 2, 1, snap. And Chappie said, did you go to school in Texas? She said, yeah. I said, well, your counting's really good. Knew that Texas would have
God.
taught you right.
Dang, man, he just doesn't stop.
He's an
He
animal.
just doesn't stop. I'm glad y'all had fun and raised awareness.
Should we get to the wedding of the century?
Sure,
I think you
yeah.
should.
Because I think that's what it was. Last century, we had Princess Di, I believe.
Yep.
People would give it that. In this century, we had Jordan and some guy that we don't know.
Kyle.
He was very confused by us.
Yeah.
He is actually very threatened by you guys.
No.
You know, he is, because I listen.
He
gets
should
off-
be.
Well, he should be. He gets off work. I'm currently a stay-at-home, and I have you guys on the second that podcast comes out. And I turn off all the electronics, and you guys are immediately the first thing he hears when he comes in. So he's just, who are these men in my house?
Well, and then all of a sudden, who are these men at my wedding?
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
And I think we took a picture with you before they got a picture of him and you.
He couldn't invite his cousins because they save spots for us.
We're not getting into that.
as we walked off,
Are you on Lone Star number 2 here?
Number 2, I'm switching between blue and red.
Okay, well, let's say that our Wedding of the Century talk is brought to us by Lone Star Beer.
let's.
You can go to lonestarbeer.com and get some sweet merch. When you put in the code DUMBZONE21, you can get 21% off said merch. And we've had a couple dudes like, hey, yeah, I bought merch. I didn't use your code. I just bought it.
Yeah.
Love Lone Star. You know, Lone Star knows that we sent you there when you use the code. So we're all winning. Like, except Lone Star. They're the ones not winning there
And you
because,
don't get the discount.
yeah, they don't.
And you're paying full price.
Yeah, but the point is,
They
like,
have
that
cool
helps us
shirts,
out.
and they're 21% off at Dumb
140
Zone.
years of brewing in Texas. Jordan
Yes.
can attest.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That
yes.
Lone Star beer. We had Lone Star beer out at your wedding, too.
So we got a liquor license, and we were allowed to bring any alcohol that we wanted in, right? So we bought cases of beers, obviously Lone Star. So everything that's left over, we've got like 20 Coors and 15 Millers, handful of Bud Lights.
No Lone Star.
No Lone Star. I managed to snag 4, and I had to hide them from everyone else.
Hot product.
Dude, phenomenal. I love Lone Star. And whether you guys were there or not, I would have had it there.
I can feel that.
Ugh.
Well, yeah,
Lone
because you
Star
didn't.
gal.
I can attest because you didn't know that we were going to be there.
No, I didn't.
It was a very big surprise. Your mom emailed us asking us if we would consider, showing up. And initially, I gave the what I do. Like, I don't know. Often, I don't know what I want to do until that day.
Quite often, yeah.
And so I said, maybe. And so I emailed her back a maybe. Thinking, I'm probably not going to go to this thing. You know? And then I saw that it was Jordan Alford. I was like, boy, that's a strong listener. Somebody who has supported us over the years. Your mom even attached some audio to an email where you were calling into the compound one year.
Oh, yeah.
Or no,
No, well, I've called into
it
the
was
compound.
Bracket Dan, I think.
I called into Bracket Dan.
breaking down how you could win some money.
You guys got me through the work week, all the time.
So then I talked to the guys, and they're like, "Yeah, I think we might be able to pull this off. Why not? We're not. Why not?" And Blake's like, she's hot. So that was really the.
I
Just-
didn't get
just
that
in
info.
case.
That was a pleasant surprise for me.
Just in case there's like
Which means mainly
bunch
because
of
it means
people
the mom
thinking-
is going to be hot. That's
Yeah.
why. Obviously, why I was there.
Well, Jordan has emailed me in the past about the mom.
Yes.
And I think it might have been one of them was for her birthday,
Mm-hmm.
but it was the fact. And I read all of this on the air, but your mom was in Sports Illustrated.
Yes.
Says here her claim to fame is being in Sports Illustrated for having such massive sweater dogs. It's insulting to call them sweater puppies, according to her daughter. She got Me Too'd by Jerry Jones at a Cowboys game.
Yep. Jerry Jones pointed at my mom's chest and said, "That's great. That's fantastic." While he was in the suite. She was
Attaches the
pretty
cover
roasted.
article and a lovely drawing. The reporter decided to tastefully doodle of my mother's ginormous baby feeders that are all on display in her bitch cave. Even though I did not inherit those juggernauts of jugs, those celebrated calcium cannons, those phenomenal fun bags, I was instead inducted into the Itty Bitty Titty Committee Hall of Fame. She's given me the next best thing, genetic sports depression.
Oh yeah, it's 1A, 1B.
I can always buy boobs, but you're either born to be a Cowboy fan or live a healthy, normal life. So thanks for being a legendary boob owner. Okay, that's for your mom's birthday anyway. Anyway, so clearly Jordan and her mom have a really cool relationship. Did you guys ever have the teenage daughter, I'm against my mother thing? And
No, not once.
Okay,
no.
it doesn't feel like
I mean, she was fully supportive of everything that I've ever done, all the phases I went through as a kid, and I can only aspire to be half as great of a woman as she is.
Hell yeah.
So she says where your wedding is.
So what would be half of Sports Illustrated? So you get like in like Avid Golfer or something like
Yeah.
that?
I don't know, a sports podcast?
Yeah, this is
Hey.
kind of half of that, to be honest. Yeah. Okay.
I'll take
So
it.
Saturday evening, it's at the Arboretum.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at this thing starting in the morning because I love my radar. I think this must happen when you get older because my mom, that's all she talks about. But now I'm thinking, okay, I got this thing to go to tonight at about 6. Ooh, let me watch the radar go. Oh, my gosh, at 6, it's going to be red over Dallas. Like, we got thunderstorm warnings. We got Lone Star number 3.
Did
Here
you
He's
know that
off.
Did you know that they do bits on the?
That's the
Oh,
best,
yeah.
that's the best part.
Oh,
I didn't even know.
What is it, on the
I was
inside of the?
I was a red girl for so long, so
What does it say?
I don't know. It's like here, the audience. I don't know what this is. What is
Okay, on the inside of the bottle cap,
I'm trying to get
it says bits.
it says-
All right, well,
Yeah, we'll figure
We'll
it
figure
we'll
it out.
worry about it later.
out. No, we got more important things.
Anyway, so 6 o'clock or so, or what? But anyway, I did go look at the venue you were in. Looked like there was some indoor stuff there, so I'm like, oh, okay. Even if it rains big, clearly they're going to have this wedding. And we're heading out there, and it was raining as we were heading out there. Oh, some other things you should know, Jordan. Girl Jordan.
Yes.
So a lot of talk behind the scenes on what to wear.
Oh, here we go.
This is my favorite topic about
Yeah.
weddings all the time. Go.
So I had talked to your mom during the week. We ended up exchanging digits.
Nice.
And so now I talked to her, and what's the scene? Where she's like, you're going to stay. You could have dinner. You could be there for it. And I'm like, you know what? We're going to just do the pop-in. Let's do the pop-in. We'll mingle just a little bit. Surprise. And then we're going to pop out. So don't have a dinner for us. She's like, oh, no, it's fine. You could. No, we don't want that. We're just going to pop in.
It's just because we already paid for it.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Well, a lot of people canceled last minute as per weddings. So
Yeah, and I would have
Does that
too.
happen a lot?
I think it does. Yeah, I remember my wife being upset about it.
Oh.
I would have liked to have. I knew you guys probably wanted to get out of there. I was free, but like, you leave me there by myself with a bunch of strangers in an open bar. Like, it's probably not
I
like
just
the
thought it would be
super
too
best
weird.
idea.
I just
'Cause
thought it'd be too weird. If these
No.
3 guys who are the radio guys or whatever, it's
Yeah. And
just it was weird enough
it-
without
It definitely was. Yeah,
having
we'll get
left
to
at
that.
the time we left. Felt weird enough. Anyway, so we're talking off the air, and Jake's like, "Look, I'm gonna wear a suit," and I'm begging him,
suit.
"If we all wear shorts, dude, then it will look like, hey, we were just guys that were there. We pop in and we pop out. It like then we would fit." And he's like, "I'm wearing a suit, dude," and I go, "Why?" And he said, "I have an image."
I didn't hear that.
Like
He looks sharp.
you didn't hear
Look
that
sharp.
because that was our first conversation, and then I called him back, like, "Dude, come on."
They kept going. He kept.
Don't
It's
leave
so
me hanging
weird
here.
too. It's so weird too because like Dan and I are on the phone or talking to each other like almost every waking moment, and he almost never tries to convince me of anything. Like anything I say, he's just like, "Okay, yeah, that's what you think." So I was like, "Dude, I don't know. I'm wearing a suit. I'm not really like shorts guy." So to me, the other option is like I wear slacks, dress shoes. I'm not shorts guy at a wedding.
All right, you're wearing them now, but
I'm not gonna wear. So
I mean,
wasn't-
Corby wore them to your wedding. I thought you just
No, Blake got the pass because I knew he was doing the charity thing with Chappie, and I didn't even think obviously any of y'all were gonna come. Once I saw that he was in charge, I was like, that's fine.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Dan called me back. He's like, I mean, why not? Why?
Did you know he was coming?
No, I didn't know
Okay.
any of you were coming.
Yeah, so it was a thing. Now I
So-
learned
I got off the phone with Jake like I lost. I realized
that
all
one's
right, this
gone.
guy-
She's left me.
he is, and Jake is the same way. He often will, if I really because I don't ask for anything, and so if I really say, "Come on, dude," he usually will. All right, dude, I'm gonna support you, my good friend, who did shows without me for. I haven't used that one.
No.
Not yet. This month, but yeah, you're right.
So now I shifted my focus. I call Blake. I'm like, dude, you don't want to wear a suit, do you? He's like, no,
No.
hell no. I go, okay. Now I got him. I go, if two of us are wearing, he's like, yeah, I'll wear shorts. That'll be way better. He goes, I'll be your guy. I go, you're my guy. I know this. I love Blake. He's great. He's the best. I knew it. So I'm driving there, feeling great.
Right.
I was wearing my business shorts.
Right, but
They weren't my gym shorts. I'm wearing gym shorts today because I'm going right to the gym. And I figured I could wear my gym shorts and like sell I just came from the gym.
what? So,
but because your mom also said there's like a theme, it's black and red.
Yes, blacks and reds.
And so then I thought I could wear my Brandon Aubrey shirt, red and black shorts or something. It'll be funny. Like,
yeah.
She wants bits. She loves bits.
And sports.
Well, anyway, so Blake, I'm driving there feeling real confident because my good friend Blake, he's the guy. I can always count on Blake. So I get there. Dan and Jake get there early. And Blake, we're waiting to get there 5 or 10 minutes, right? 15 maybe. It was a while. We were there early. Blake shows up, pulls up, steps out of his car. He's wearing long pants and a nice shirt. And I was wearing khaki shorts and black T-shirt, of which I have like 8 of.
Yeah. Yeah. And I didn't know this whole backstory.
So he's wearing button-down black shirt and khaki pants. So not a suit, but still you looked
You look sharp, dude.
really good.
I had a belt on too.
Yep.
And very impressive.
Yeah.
And so now here I am,
It looks so much worse.
guy with shorts. You guys look good.
You got a hat on.
We all walk. I did not wear my hat.
He looked like he managed to somehow grace us with his presence
Yeah.
So
at my wedding.
what was right? So now what are you thinking?
You know what? I was so taken aback by everything in the moment, with the rain and how everything just kind of.
Okay, so let's lead that.
quickly.
So
Yeah.
as we start walking in, finally Blake shows up, and whenever he damn well pleased, we start walking in, and we see there's a wedding, but we're at the Arboretum. And that doesn't mean it's your wedding, because the Arboretum will have multiple weddings in one evening.
Oh yeah, every single venue was booked that night.
So we're like, well, but that's her building. Maybe that's not her wedding. And so we're texting with, your mom and the guy she set us up with to text with, Dwayne.
Dwayne. Oh yeah,
And
good dude.
yeah, so
Very
then
good dude.
anyway, the wedding is happening because I guess the rain delayed everything. We wanted to get there after the wedding during cocktail hour. We'll talk for a little bit, and then we'll go. But the wedding is happening, so now we go walk into the food room and just kind of have to stand around and wait for a little bit until the wedding ends. Then we see the wedding ends, and you guys are walking for pictures. Mom walks over.
You weren't in the audience. You didn't watch me recite my vows.
No.
I vowed to always let him play golf.
Oh, you did?
I did.
We were,
not-
we were. It all worked out time-wise very odd with the delay. We probably could have walked up there,
But
but
then
then we
you
didn't
would've-
want you to see.
Oh,
that we,
you
yeah,
would
what
have
if you
upstaged
see
my
us-
wedding?
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, we were like, okay, if we walk,
I wanted to be there to object.
I didn't. Yeah, we thought about it. I was like, hold on, I hadn't seen her until now. We wanted to go inside, but I'm like, dude, if she looks up here, she's gonna see us. So we're walking to the building, and Blake does the deal where he just thinks if he doesn't look over there, they can't see us.
He's like a
just like,
2-year-old.
no, just keep your head up. And I'm
Prove
like,
me wrong.
look over there. I'm like, dude, there's people looking back. He's like,
No one saw
straight ahead. So then we go in there, we wait, but we didn't get to hear the vows.
So mom walks over and is like, oh, you made it, blah, blah, blah. And she goes, well, let's go. You're walking away from where you get married and you're going to like some beautiful tree,
Yeah, just to finish
flowery
up talking
area
me.
to get
Yeah.
pictures.
Right.
Because mom had said there's going to be like 15 minutes of pictures or so. Then we'll bring her over and surprise her. Well, she's like, well, let's go surprise her now.
We're like,
So she's walking with
no
bridesmaids,
family,
family, and
husband.
and new husband.
Yeah.
The freshest of husbands.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like they just said their vows.
Everybody's cheering.
There
like,
has
oh,
not been
our
one
journey
picture
together.
taken of her yet. Well, I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like the official pictures.
Of Jordan Zimmerman.
So we walk over there. We start walking there, and then she sees us and is all excited and stuff, right? And we hug, and everything's fun, and didn't seem upset that we were upstaging anything. You didn't.
No.
Now, husband I would love to interview this guy.
Well, what's he supposed to think? I mean, he's just standing there. Then
And she runs over screaming, happy. She's wearing a wedding dress. She's trying to hold it up and not get it dirty and all this. And then she's like, oh, let's get a picture. Let's get a picture. So now we're taking out the first picture.
Of the new bride.
Yeah.
Photographer's very confused.
super
Both of them.
confused.
Yeah.
I tried to explain to them what was going on.
And
They're
seriously,
"Oh,
there's this
okay."
group of people, of groomsmen and bridesmen, just staring at us like, what is
And then
what
she's
is
like,
this?
I want you to do the garter thing. So I did the garter, threw it behind
Right.
me, and the husband caught it.
With
Right.
teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We turned and we're walking off, and I said to the boys, I said, on a scale of 1 to 10, like us walking up mid-ceremony being a 10, this is probably a 7 or an 8 on how big of an asshole I feel level. We just kind of slumped away, and then it's like, oh, now she's gonna go with like her actual family. It's, I felt like a jerk.
No, I'll tell you what. Run the ball guy over here did his best to save the ceremony, and I love that. So
We had the song.
The song, yes, we played the song. I definitely hit up Blake like a week and a half beforehand. The exit for the weekly wrap up, I've actually been trying to learn that on the harp. I play the harp passively. I don't know what key it's in though, so if I can get like the sheet music for that, that'd be good.
We know a guy.
Jameson can do that.
All right, let's get that. Anyway, so
What does he think? Is he just like, okay, you're into it, whatever, it's cool, or is
no,
he annoyed?
yeah, he doesn't care. He's so passive, and that's great. It's great. So I've learned that first off, I need to treat my husband the way Dan wishes he could treat women. It's great. So anytime that he starts bitching, how about you go ahead and fire off them shorts?
Okay.
Easy. Very easy. Men love to be objectified.
They really do.
They do.
true.
It's easy.
It's
They really
true.
do.
I just
You can
want
get him
to
in a
be-
good mood
I
in a second.
Just want to
Well,
be meat.
Yeah.
That's it.
Whatever you hate as a woman, men are going to love.
I mean,
Well, I
I
don't-
have. Your name is already Jordan, and I just wanted to know if you'd be interested in just being on the list of interviews for my Jordan Hudson at some point.
At some point, actually, I was going to, the printer broke. I was going to make a contract
Yep.
so I could put my first daughter in the running.
Oh, we're going with daughter
I mean, I feel like
because you'd be too old.
I'm too old at this point. I've passed my prime.
Yeah.
I'm past the age
Because
of Leonardo.
Belichick's girl is 24.
I mean,
She's younger than me.
frankly, the whole threshold is younger than your kids.
Yeah.
That's what it has to be.
Yeah,
Because that's where the things get really,
It's got to be jarring.
yeah.
it is. I guess Belichick's dating grandchild age.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, almost. Somewhere between child and grandchild, midway, because his son's like 36.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's 50 years older than her,
Yeah.
so you can
Thereabouts.
clearly be a grandpa
Yeah.
Anyway.
You can work it out.
by then. Anyway, so not you. You're saying daughter, not you.
I mean,
Okay.
come on, man.
No. We'll talk.
Yeah.
But it's a verbal contract at the very least. I do want to know, what do you think of the whole So in at first you didn't notice it, but like the fact that I wore shorts, are you?
I'm just very aware of who you are as a man. I've always been aware. You've always been blasé. You're the trickle down theory guy. So
Yeah, you don't shower. She didn't expect much.
Okay. But I did wear the nice shorts.
you do. I will respect that. And you know what? I didn't see a single stain on the black shirt. That was
Fresh.
the freshest black shirt I think you had. I have to take it where I can get it. Loved it.
Jordan was hilarious because she's getting married. This is a huge thing. And as she comes back after the pictures, all she was thinking about is, like, she's yelling at people. Why can't we get the Stars game on that TV? And then you got a guy from the venue like, okay, I'm trying to.
I don't want to hear
She's
try.
like, Hulu, what's your Hulu password?
Yeah.
It's for Disney Plus. We have the bundle. Like, she's screaming.
I was
Like they're trying to find the Hulu
great.
password. She's like, it's the same as the Disney. And then she's walking over. She has like a bunch of papers in her hand, and it's like got brackets on it, and
I'm the commissioner.
which is very attractive to me. Anything with brackets. Yeah. And so you have some kind of a
Yeah,
hockey playoff pool.
I'm the commissioner for
You're
the
stoked
entire
on hockey.
Discord. Stoked on hockey.
You're gonna be a hockey mom, you think?
You know, I mean, it's hard enough to do
Little
it
something
in
in the cup.
Dallas. At least we have Stars, right? Houston, probably not.
Yeah.
My
Are the Arrows still there?
Ooh,
I love the Arrows.
I have to check. Honestly, I'm not a
Dope
Houston. I'm
uniforms.
not a Houston fan. I don't subscribe. I am simply there. Just
Well, that is actually a good segue. I have more on the wedding later, but we've kept him waiting.
go for it. Sports, baby.
Oh, is Jared ready?
Ooh,
Yeah, I never know.
I didn't know. Why didn't somebody say something?
what time is it? Oh my
We had so
goodness.
much momentum.
We did.
We did have
Jared.
momentum.
What now, though?
Jared, can you be brought to us by Ownwell today?
I can. I'd love to.
Well, ownwell.com/thedumbzone, Jared, is where we have all been saving tons of money. I actually got an email from Ownwell. They saved me $1,969.
Whoa.
Took me just a few minutes. I paid them a few $100. Of course, I pay them. I get my money back. 86% of customers get a reduction. And you don't pay unless you're part of that 86%. So there is no reason not to do this. We've had a lot of feedback from various customers of different advertisers. I've never gotten more feedback than Ownwell. And we're talking serious cash here, Dan.
Matt, you know Matt Dallas?
I do.
Says he and the trucker signed up for Ownwell in less than 3 minutes. Appraisal reduction of $85,000.
Wow.
Tax bill discount will be $1,757.
Good God.
Yeah, he said that would be 183 free months of the Dumb Zone podcast. So there you go. Thanks to Ownwell. Ownwell.com/thedumbzone. Sign up.
Hey, Jared, what's going on?
Guys, I think we're an Ownwell family now because of you guys. So
Look at that.
thank you very much.
Wow.
Trusted at the very highest levels of
Yeah.
sports entertainment. Just keep that in the air, Jared.
Oh man.
Are we doing theme or no?
Oh,
We don't have to. I felt like it was either going to play or no.
yeah. I think you're just going to talk to Jared right now for a little bit.
All right. So, okay, that's the opposite of that.
Sorry. We're still getting to know how to do this thing.
So, Warped Tour. You ever go to Warped Tour, Jared? I don't view you as much of a Warped Tour guy.
No, I never went. I really wasn't much of a concert guy until a few years ago. So I missed out on a lot of that stuff.
So you met Eric
Trying
Nadell,
to suck up to Eric.
the man of concerts.
No.
I like music too,
No,
sir.
Hey, Mr.
no,
Nadell.
Would you just be?
no, our concert taste probably a little bit different, but yeah, I just was always like, if I'm going to spend money, I want to spend it on sports related things, which is very narrow minded and whatnot. But like, I'm sure some people feel this way about sports, where it's like, why do I need to pay money when I can watch it on TV? Well, with music, I was like, why do I need to pay like a ridiculous amount of money, sit through an opener, deal with traffic and crowds, when I can just literally press like my mouse and play it on my computer? But now that I've gone to concerts, I realize what I missed out on. My wife last year for my birthday surprised me. I knew we had an off day, and I thought we were maybe traveling somewhere, but I didn't know. I woke up, she had bags packed. We flew to Vegas, saw Pearl Jam, which was like a bucket list thing for me. And it was like a less than 24-hour trip. That was pretty cool. So that's, I do appreciate the concert now in ways that I didn't before.
There's something to, nobody really wants to talk about it. We will, but sometimes concerts, most of the people there are like, when will this end? But nobody wants to say it. You're at least thinking about it a little bit. So yesterday's loss, that's a tough one, Jared. I'm going to take the positives out of the first 6 innings of work from Jack Leiter. I don't know. I saw some people doing Bochy questioning today. I mean, who knows? But that's a tough one. That is a tough one to blow after that. How did you feel about Leiter yesterday? And just him in general right now.
Yeah, I thought he was great. I I was a little surprised by the Astros approach. I don't know why they were so aggressive early. Like if I'm facing Jack Leiter, and not that it's going to work because he is throwing more strikes this year and he's been good, but I mean the Leiter had the most first pitch outs of any pitcher in a start in Major League Baseball so far this season with yesterday, and that allowed him to go deep. I had no issue with them bringing him back out. A few reasons. One, he'd only thrown like 76, 77 pitches. He'd allowed one hit, and the one hit he allowed was on a pitch that wasn't even a strike. It was just a pretty impressive job of hitting by Yainer Diaz, the solo home run in the seventh. But, I mean, the reason I bring him out is, he looked really good. Pitch count wasn't like maybe if it was 87, that's a different story. If it was 83, maybe it's a different story. I don't know. They also have all sorts of data that shows the quality of each pitch that allows them to get a sense of when guys are slowing down or not. So, obviously the data didn't suggest anything in that regard. Let's look at what actually happened. He gave up 2 bloop hits, very easily could have been outs. I mean, as a pitcher, you can't control where the ball is hit. You can just try and control whether or not there's contact and the quality of the contact. And he got weak contact. But the other thing is, not that they knew what was going to happen to Chris Martin, but I don't know that they knew exactly what the deal was with Luke Jackson. And they had used Robert Garcia. They had used Chris Martin the day before. I think they probably understood where their bullpen was at. And was like, hey, the guy's pitching great. He's only allowed 1 hit. That's the bottom of the order, right? It wasn't like he was going back through the heart of the order again. It was the bottom of the order. Let's let him have a go. And so sometimes those decisions work. Sometimes they don't. Obviously, the end result of the game, wasn't favorable. And I'm flipping pissed about it still. But I have no issue with the decision to bring Jack Leiter back out for an 8th inning.
So I think it was a game in Boston where cameras caught Jack Leiter talking to Eovaldi and DeGrom and just 3 buds on the railing, talking pitching, whatever. And Dave Raymond and Bassick were just talking about the importance of Jack Leiter getting to be around those 2 dudes on a daily basis. So a part of Leiter's uptick here, I mean, could you say some of it is related to who he's surrounded by right now?
Yeah, I think it's a combination. Yeah, that absolutely. I definitely think that he is better because of his time with those 2. And I'm glad you brought up DeGrom as well, because Eovaldi gets a ton of credit for the asset he is in the clubhouse, and it's pretty like above and beyond impressive. But Jacob deGrom came here with this like shaky reputation because he didn't pander to the New York media. He's beloved in that clubhouse, and he is a great teammate. And it's actually been a total pleasure to be around him from my perspective. And I know his teammates adore him. So the 2 of those guys, yes. I also think Jack is open-minded to that stuff, right? Like I think in order for you as a player to benefit from that, you got to be willing to listen. And Jack is. Maybe in some ways it could hurt him at times, but he's very analytical and very thoughtful. I think some guys are here's ball, throw ball, and I think that works for some of those guys. And I think other guys maybe can overthink. I think Jack probably is so good at like self-assessing that he even can recognize after the fact, you know what, I was overthinking there. Like talking pitching with Jack is really impressive. That one of the most enjoyable parts of my job is getting to talk baseball with these guys who play baseball at this like superior level, but also in some ways understand baseball in a way that's unique. And not every player does, right? Some players are just so gifted athletically, but Jack's a guy, and as you can imagine, growing up in the Leiter household, he understands baseball and understands pitching. And I think that has played a huge role. I think mentally, what he went through last year at the major league level, like didn't faze him in the slightest. I think he is so prepared for the fact that baseball is hard and he is going to have, crappy starts, and it's not going to be perfect from the word go. And I think he is really good at understanding, hey, this is what happened last start. This is why it was good. This is why it wasn't good. And I'm going to work on it. And I think being open-minded to all that stuff is a huge part of any player's growth, but I think that's specific to Jack for sure.
I'm not trying to make this whole thing about him. He did just go yesterday, but it's interesting that because he's not thought of as a guy with like plus ace stuff or specifically velocity, right? So It's interesting because he's the former athlete's son, but he's almost having to get by on more of the mental side of it, which is usually not the case for the former athlete's son. Does that make sense? He's Jared.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry if I just blanked. Like it's just interesting to me that Jack Leiter is a guy who's he's the former athlete's son, but he's the guy who has to be like a crafty arm. He doesn't have really anything overpowering. I mean, I was reading guys with The Athletic before this year saying they didn't know if he had a major league future because he didn't have an out pitch. Like that he for sure was no longer an ace. So yeah, I just never thought of him as like the crafty pitcher.
Well, and I mean, listen, I think he's the hardest thrower on the team, just because DeGrom is maybe not pumping it 100 as much as he could, but I don't know that I would say like I think he's crafty. I think he wins on the mound between the ears, but it's not like he doesn't have good stuff. I mean, he's got a really good fastball that plays well in the zone or plays well up in the zone. And he's got a slider that I think will only continue to get better. Like I think he's going through a lot of the progression that young pitchers go through. And remember, this is his first full year in the big leagues. Last year, he got a taste of the big leagues, but it wasn't until the end of the year when he got like any kind of consistent run. It was, hey, we're calling you up. You make the start. We're sending you down. Oh, hey, we're calling you up to pitch the first game of a doubleheader. And then we're sending you down. Oh, we're calling you up in this, last second because this guy got hurt. So, this is his first real opportunity to have runway, to pitch, to assess, to work, to do it again, to pitch, to work, So I do think that intellectually he is allowing himself to make up for the fact that he's dealing with some of the inconsistencies from like a physical standpoint, the consistency of his slider and understanding like the Boston start. He talked about how he was trying to be too fine with 2 strikes. And when you're, in a 2-strike advantage count, you've got the guy on his heels. You don't need to be perfect in those spots. And I think he's learning a lot of this stuff. I think he's trying to figure out, on a start, all right, when my slider's not good enough, what do I do? Whereas in AAA, even in AAA, your slider might not be good enough, but guys are going to swing and miss at it, but not at the big league level. So I do think that as he gets more experience, you're going to see more like good stuff. But I think that, for right now, what he's got between the ears is helping him tremendously. And, the no major league future thing is odd. I understand why people maybe were like, hey, I think he's more of a reliever, but I just don't see that. The way he's improved his changeup, adding the running fastball, which plays really nicely with his four-seam fastball. I think he has demonstrated, if nothing else, he's a starting pitcher. Now, he might not be an ace, but maybe he's a number 2. Maybe he's a really good number 3. I don't know. But he's definitely a starting pitcher as long as he can stay healthy. And he does have good stuff that can play well. It's just trying to develop a little more consistency with it.
Before we get to – actually, let's get to trivia, and then we could talk about some stuff, and then you can reveal the answer. But how about that? Let's do some trivia with Jared Sandler every week. He will give out a patented question. And I'm now looking for trivia to send you because I know you love trivia. I sent you something last week. I hope you enjoyed.
Yeah, I did love that. It took me a day to actually watch it, but that was awesome. That was really cool.
I think you're now talking about the John Boy. Video? No, John Boy was they had a good breakdown on DeGrom.
Yeah. Oh, the trivia question you sent me. Yeah, we're going to use that. I forget. So I try theme the trivia questions that we use on the show for like the opponent or whatever. We're going to use that later in the year. I already have that on my calendar.
So you schedule that trivia like Blake does sit-ins. He's got a sit-in scheduled for September already. You got trivia scheduled for then.
So if I see a good trivia question that relates to like the Padres, when we play the Padres on July 4th, like I will send an email. Now that you can schedule emails, I'll schedule an email to be sent a week prior with that trivia question as a reminder.
It's so
anyway,
just so proud. Yeah.
No, it's awesome.
Just listen to a guy tell a hunting story.
Yeah, there's a good John Boy. I don't know if you saw it. The John Boy breaking down DeGrom had a ball called on him.
2, really.
Yeah, he was
right?
really upset.
And apparently that very pitch, every time he has thrown it in his history, like John Boy went and found, every single time he has ever thrown that pitch has always been a strike.
That was very
So
well
he
done.
knew that that's the perfect spot. That's why we need some robots. All right, go ahead, Jared. We're giving away a pair of Rangers tickets to someone in the chat,
yes.
the live chat right now on the YouTube.
So the
.com.
the Rangers play the Yankees tomorrow. So it's Brett Boone and Aaron Boone in the same ballpark in uniform on opposing sides. And the Boones are one of 6 3-generation Major League families. So 3 generations of players, right? There are a few other families, 3 generations of a mix of players and coaches and front office, whatever.
6.
I'm just looking for, there are 6 3-generational families in Major League Baseball that have produced Major League players. The Boones are one. Who are the other 5?
Dang.
Jesus. That's tough.
Yeah.
I can only...
Should we say, like, if you get 3 of them, then you, I mean, I don't know, like, how hard do we want to make this?
Yeah.
I didn't
ask the
ask you
Beehive.
guys for your choices.
Give me
Yeah.
2 of them.
Jordan is in the Beehive. What do you say?
I think 2 out of 5 would be pretty good. 3 would be impressive.
Wow, you guys are
5
shocked.
out of 5.
I honestly,
Marriage is-
I don't want to guess, but I'm not. I can come up with a bunch of 2s. Like, did
You got
Bobby?
2? Okay, I got 1.
No, a bunch of just father son.
Oh,
you know, like
yeah,
a million
yeah,
of those. Like, but if like Bobby Witt's dad played, I don't know.
Yeah. Did Dusty Greer play or...
Dusty Greer.
Did either of the dummies have sons who also played? Dummy Hoyt or
Oh yeah,
Dummy
yeah.
Hoy.
Nah, that's a good guess. Jordan, congrats on getting married.
Thanks, brother.
All right, so we'll get to that in a second. I wanted to ask you about what's it like to go viral, bro?
What? Oh, the Houston stuff. Is that did that go viral?
I didn't even see it.
It's just what
No,
I
I didn't
do.
know like that.
Ah.
No, that-
You're
listen,
on there
I-
ripping
I-
Astros fans a new one,
Yeah, they suck.
and it's really funny to watch.
honestly, let's just brass tacks here. I lost. I'm betting on all these games now. Little small bets, underdog fantasy, right? It's promo code dumbzone. I love it. You make small bets. It's good for baseball. It'll keep you interested, right? Like, hey, I want to watch through the 8th inning. I need to see what Jake Berger does here. First of all, we bet the the over on Jack Leiter first inning pitches because man, he struggles. The Astros are gonna make him work for it. He threw like 4 pitches in the first inning. Jared screws me out of the gate, so everything's effed already, right?
Well, first of all, I just want to make something very clear. I am not a part of any sort of insider
No,
trading.
he's
I
not.
did not. You asked me an indirect question that had nothing to do with gambling.
I swear,
I just said that
people
pitch
could
count has
actually
been a challenge for.
people could actually look at the text because I ask him questions in a way. I'm like, all right, so what do we know about this guy? Like, who do you think can work? Because you have to ask about the Astros or the opposing team too. You have to place one on both sides.
Yeah, you should stop now.
Oh,
I was
I'm
not
just
aware that I was.
I'm
I was not
serious.
aware that I was contributing to gambling.
I'm not. Guys, seriously, I ask him questions about the teams they're playing. I've never said, anyways. So my, all right, fine. I'll just completely
Can't bet on
stop.
baseball.
My point is that yesterday when that thing went south, after he had danced his dance on Saturday night when they had a 2-1 lead in the series, I was more crushed about that for him than anything I had going on because I know he's a guy who. Once like he's on the team, he goes viral Saturday night for calling out the Daikin North fans, the Astros talking trash. And so the only reason I was still watching that game, it had nothing to do with wagering. It had to do with I know this means a lot to Jared. And that was a tough one, pal.
I appreciate that.
I know you were
Yeah,
thinking about Saturday night whenever you saw the 3-run bombs yesterday.
Oh, 100%. I even had a follow-up tweet I was gonna definitely put out there.
Like
that I opted maybe timing-wise.
Damaris almost went through this. You go up and down. Like
Yeah,
when
with the
James
Harden
Harden
stuff.
came back, everybody's like, what happened to this guy? What happened to this guy?
Yeah.
And then James Harden's good to get You're now in that
So-
mix.
But they're saving that
and
because
I-
if they rally and win this division, you guguaranteed that they will not win the division.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, he didn't gamble
and
on
you
it
can
or
hold me
anything.
to that.
Yeah.
I didn't. No, I did not.
Did he?
You can hold me to that. You can hold me to that. but this is a winning fight for me because the coolest part about this is I just don't care. Like if Astros fans are like being mean to me in my mentions and some of the stuff that they say, like I don't really look, and the times I do look, it's just kind of funny. So like this is not something I do for like clicks, or I genuinely can't stand the Astros and I can't stand their fans. But like in a sports arena, right? Like I have friends who are Astros fans. I like them just fine. But like when they're in Astros fan mode, they act like they invented baseball. And I don't like that. Also, this is like sports are fun and rivalries are fun. And what makes rivalries fun is like the S talking, right? The going back and forth. And so you're going to call this Dyken North Brian McTaggart just so you can get a few clicks, so you can make a little extra money, on top of whatever you make for MLB.com, and you're going to act like you're not a homer. I see your tweets, brother. You're a homer. I'm a broadcaster for a team. I don't have to be objective. Like I can have a little bit, one way. But yeah, it's just like, I get it. I understand. But like I'm having fun. That's all. That's all this is. It rivalries to me, like organic rivalries, and this is an organic rivalry. They are awesome. Blue Jays Rangers in 2016 and 2017 after the 2015 postseason. That was like that was like you had like life when you played. Right? That was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. I love it. I love that Altuve gets booed vociferously whenever he is playing in Arlington. I love that Alex Bregman got booed. Like not be anti them. It's just that's a part of what makes this fun. Rivalries are great, and yeah, I'm having fun with this. But I genuinely cannot stand the Astros. I absolutely every single day I check to see if they're playing and what the score is, and I get excited when they are losing, and I get really excited when they're getting their ass kicked, and I'm going to be really excited when they suck again because this is all cyclical. And then their fans who act like baseball started in 2017 have a nice reminder that it doesn't always work this way, and that this ridiculous dynasty that they're in the middle of is going to come to an end. And I really do believe that, like, let me tell you something. A part of what's frustrating about splitting the 4-game series, the Astros are not that good. Like the Rangers lost 2 games to a team that is just blah. And maybe that says something about the Rangers. We'll find out. But they should have taken 3 or 4 from the Astros. They're just not that good. It is not the Astros that we have seen the last several years.
How are you going to attack them in a couple years whenever they're cheering for the Yankees?
Oh, all right. I like that. Yeah.
Because the Yankees
who's cheering?
What are you going to do when Robert Ford retires and they call you?
That's funny. I've been asked that. I have no desire to.
Robert Ford is their
the
radio play-by-play guy.
You going to turn that down, Jared?
Yeah. He'll turn it down. Yeah, no. Sure he will.
No, first of all, I am in a great spot. I love where I'm at. I have zero desire to live in Houston. I'm dead serious. I talked to Emily about this. We've discussed like, all right, hey, if this team called, would there be? This is before this year, right? And I have zero desire.
Do you
want
to list all the places you would not work? You want to give us that?
That'd be worse for you than.
Yeah. No, I mean, that list is longer. There are only guys. I'm super fortunate. This is my home. This is my hometown team.
Yeah, I mean, think about it, Dan. How much more would you have to be paid to leave like your hometown team? I'm serious. Like if you're Jared, I mean, I grew up here. If I made 20% more to live in Houston, I don't know that it would be worth it. Everything else would be way more of a pain in the ass.
What if we doubled your salary?
There's a number for everybody, but Dan, I don't know that Houston is doubling Ranger money.
Well, Dan, you and Bob faced a decision a few years ago, right? That became somewhat public.
Yeah,
I understand that, but
no,
there were things that were important to you.
I've never done anything for more money. I'm an idiot. I'm a moron.
He's super good at that.
Like we took less money back in 2013, and then Dan and Jake didn't exactly clean up either. So, but we're working on it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
let's win some tickets.
Do we have any answers? Can we actually start guessing?
Yeah. Yeah,
okay,
we've got
Jordan,
answers here.
You guess first.
Oh, absolutely not. I can't.
Jordan girl.
I can't even come up with one.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
No. This is impressive. It's impressive that he came up with 5.
All I can do is the bells.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
That's correct, yeah.
Gus Bell,
Yep.
Buddy Bell.
Gus Bell?
Tito Bell.
Yeah,
I
David
don't
Bell,
know.
Mike Bell.
David Bell.
No, the
okay.
Bells are correct.
Is there
one.
other easy one that I'm not thinking of?
Um,
Larry Bonds?
No.
There's no Larry Bonds.
I love how you're rhyming the names. Like
Thanks, man.
it couldn't possibly be like Stephen Bonds. It's got to be
No.
Larry and Barry.
Yeah, I mean, I know that. I don't know if it counts as MLB time. I can't remember the league, but I think Rougned Odor's grandfather, Rougned Odor,
Yeah.
and his dad, Rougned Odor, both played.
And his uncle, Rougned Odor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I can't think of any, man. What do we got?
There's okay. You want all the answers?
Yeah.
Okay. So you got the Bells and you got the Boons. So one that might be a little more familiar. So Jason Worth is the grandson of Ducky Schofield. So the Schofield Worths, that counts. Dick Schofield, Jason Worth, and then Ducky. There's the Kessingers, Don, Keith, and Gray. The Hairstons, Sammy, Jerry, Johnny, Jerry Jr., and Scott, and then the Colemans, Joe Jr., and Casey Coleman.
The
I
Harrison
would never
would
have
have
gotten
been.
any of those.
Harrison, I could have seen Dan getting,
No.
but the others, there's no chance.
Did someone get it?
Mm-hmm. Pretty quick too.
Hey.
Wow.
Orton's was on the nose, but man.
There is the internet, of course.
Tyler was pretty fast.
Okay. Well, congrats to Tyler, and congrats to you, Jared, for going viral. I'll send us a picture when you go to your mailbox and you get that viral check. I want to see what it is.
Yeah, sure. I wish
probably
I got paid for
similar
that
to
stuff.
the trending check
Yeah.
that we got once upon a time. But where are we going? Are we on the road now? What are we doing now?
He couldn't go to New York
I haven't even
because
looked at the.
he has business to tend to. That's why this has been such a tense
You're
episode.
forlorn?
Is he's all backed up.
Yeah,
what are we
doing? You're on.
Hi, Emily.
Who's that? I want to see her.
She may not want
That's
to be
my wife.
seen.
That's your wife?
Yeah, I don't know.
Tell her to come back.
Tell her to come back.
This is the dumb zone.
Just
Come
have her
back,
wave.
Jake. Keep spinning.
Hi, Emily.
Emily.
Good to see you, friend. Now this is super awkward now, huh, bud?
It's kind of like.
Yeah.
He had headphones
No, I can
in.
say I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah, do you want me to share why I'm not in New York and not going to be in New York?
It's fully up to you. We're along for
Yeah.
your journey.
So no, I mean we've been very open about my fertility stuff. So I've got to go in a cup sometime in the next few days. Our egg donor is in town, and we're working on creating embryos with our egg donor. She'll have an egg retrieval. We'll find out today whether that's going to be Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. And whenever that is in line with her egg retrieval, I've got to go into a room. And I know Jake's detailed this experience before on his end, but I've got to go donate some sperm.
Jared's just watching
So.
6-4-3 double plays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know, baby. Let's.
Watching
Beltray highlights.
Elvis and Beltray having like that funny
the
video.
fake pop up.
I'm watching just highlights of the Astros, like in some twisted
Yeah.
world.
Oh,
where,
yeah.
like,
His,
Jimmy
his,
Butler-
his
yeah.
BDSM is just watching Astros
Yeah.
World Series highlights.
Yeah.
Just fantasize about when Corey Seager comes back.
Yeah, no.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 weeks of Jock Peterson we got in the books here.
Don't think of Corey too quick.
Yeah.
Yo, yeah. That's,
Yeah. So hey, can I tell you, Jake's probably talked about this. So there's a lot of fascinating parts of this process. And I've done it at a few different clinics. So there's different setups. Emily's laughing. She hears this. So some have like a Roku and they've just got the apps for the various porn vendors. Some go magazine. But like, I remember the first time I went in, and I don't know why you're filming me. This is going to be on video. I can get you a copy of this.
She's filming
I
him?
went in. Yeah. And I remember I went in and I was like, I don't want to go too quickly. Are they going to judge me if it's like way
Yeah.
too quickly?
Yeah.
yeah.
But then
Yeah.
like, are they also going to judge me if I take too long? But
Yeah,
here's
what's
the
he
deal.
doing
They
in there?
make you, yeah. So it's a very, and you got to clean that area. And there's a,
You have to clean like whoever was in
Okay.
there last? You clean that? What do
no,
Well-
they clean that, but you've got to
Oh.
clean your junk and your hands and everything. You don't
Sure.
want
Oh,
it to be
yeah.
contaminated.
Sure.
And then also,
Oh, very
I don't know,
prompt,
Jake.
Mr. Sandler.
Yeah, and you've got to abstain. You got to.
Yeah.
You can't have a release.
Yeah, are they
is
like
what
looking
call
at
it for,
the squinting? Is there something in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
That's
Dan,
it, huh?
you joke about that, but like, let me tell you something. When you shoot a layup, when
Oh,
you
that's not-
go to Lifetime and no one's around you, that's easy. What if you were to try and make a layup with LeBron bearing down on you in front of 20,000 people?
Yeah,
Not as easy.
Line the green and see if you can stripe that thing, Blake.
Yeah, it's when you got to go in this cup, which let me tell you, they do not make these cups the right size.
Yeah, what are
I've
we
been there.
doing? What are we supposed to?
I've been there. I've done it.
This is enough. What is this?
Yeah.
The one taco salsa cup. This is half a cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, give me some margin for error here, and like it could go in some directions, and I want to be protected. So.
Yeah, because like there's so much. I mean, frankly, there's like an anatomical like gravity thing happening here, right? Like somehow you have to get that thing down.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Thank
into
you.
the cup. It's just no natural way. You don't want to feel like you're at the fair, like just shooting hoop. Like you I don't know. It's messy. It can be. So Godspeed.
Well, good luck. You'll be doing that in the next couple
thank you.
days, huh?
Yeah.
You're just not sure when.
Yeah. And then I'll rejoin the team after that. But
on the south side,
Ted Emmerich's going to be. Ted Emmerich is on his way to New York right now.
He told me he was doing a little pre and post.
Did not know that.
That's why Jared had to go viral before he left. Like, listen.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Boy, what if he Humble Billy's him? Humble Billy Hayes.
Ted is such a better. There's no like.
You'll be calling Houston.
You'll be
Houston. I'm sorry, sir. I just said that because I work for the Rangers. I mean,
Jared Sandler Trash Can Plus down there.
I love Houston. I mean, Jordan lives there. It'll be great.
No.
I can't stand Houston. I would never live there.
Don't. Houston is the Yankees of the South. Don't.
Okay.
No matter what.
Well, someday you might show this video to little Jake, little
lighter.
Well, based on
Little
your,
Jeter.
it's got to rhyme with Jared, apparently.
Okay.
I mean, you got Barry and Larry, so maybe it's Herod or something. I don't know.
Okay.
God forbid you pick a name that doesn't rhyme.
All right, man. Well, this has been a lot of fun.
Yeah. Good times, man.
Enjoy a couple days.
I'll send you some videos.
Hit them straight.
There's Jared Sandler.
That's good. See you, fellas.
Of the Texas Rangers. TRFL. Texas Rangers for life? I don't know. Anyway, let's now move on and do a little bit of sports, and then we'll take a break.
Okay.
Just a little, at least.
From the wonderful world of
Brought to you by Qualis Roofing.
Radio Sports Scoreboard.
You see those storms last night?
They put the Q in DZGSEQ.
Okay, yeah.
They are the supporter of the, they're the sponsor. Presenting sponsor of the Dumb Zone Generic Summer Event, which will be Saturday, June 7th. But yes, those storms last night, if indeed you got hit hard, if indeed you, you might want to just call them just in case. Have them come out. You haven't had your roof inspected for a while.
Free.
Free roof inspection. They'll throw a Dumb Zone t-shirt your way just for doing that. And if you end up getting a roof, they'll pay for a sit-in on your behalf.
You don't even have to get married.
And you don't like us? Get yourself a Traeger grill, which is probably what you should do anyway.
QualisGC.com, I think. I'm not looking at the
QualisGC.com.
That's all off the dome, bruh.
Yep.
817-500-9008. That I am reading. I'm looking at the thing. I don't have that just memorized. I don't have any numbers memorized.
That's okay.
Like, I have 0 phone numbers memorized anymore.
You don't remember what Domino's used to be for forever?
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You
no.
don't have to be smart. You're pretty.
That's true.
Yeah. Anyway, Qualis Roofing brings us sports today. And I think our top story, Jordan, what would you say our top sports story should be on this Monday morning?
Stars win Game 6.
The Dallas Stars have moved on.
Heck yeah.
Which, I was thinking about it driving in, listening to the pregame show and stuff. That was kind of weirdly a must-win, wasn't it?
Yeah, it felt like it.
Like they had lost so many games in Winnipeg, and just the difference seemed to be very big. So,
yeah, there's just, as you were saying, just the home-away splits. I don't know. It was a small sample size, but at some point, it's too stark to ignore. So yeah, it started to feel that way. for sure.
What did this dominate the whole wedding party? Like this was all you seemed to care about.
Well,
moments after uttering your vows.
It wasn't so okay. So because of the rain delay, which I, by the way, I absolutely loved because always been a huge fan of the rain. I would have gotten married in the rain, but people wouldn't have watched. Anyway, because of the rain delay, we were late for the game. And I had brought a projector and it was left somewhere somehow. And that was the only concern is I wanted to make sure that we got to see puck drop. Well, we didn't see puck drop. And so people were keeping up for me on the phone. And it's obviously started stressing me out. Run the ball guy over here. We doing our best with the MC that we had. And he said he whispered over to my mom, "Should I help? Would it be rude if I helped?" She said, "Go help." We did our absolute best. But by the time puck dropped for period 3, we managed to get it.
There you go.
That's, I mean, you know what? It's like the last 2 minutes of basketball. That's all that really matters. Third period, that's all that really matters.
And in the second period, you had checked off your, I hope we don't feel bad about beating this guy whose dad just died goal.
Man.
Got that one out of the way in the second period.
Was not aware of that until after.
It was super remote. The pregame was a lot. You started reading about it during the day. They were focusing on him a lot in the warm-ups.
You know my bit on this.
What? Yeah.
Had they won,
this
would be pointed to as this was the moment. This was why they won. They won it for him.
But since he scored, they can still do the it was his dad. He did his part, so the narrative works there. Just, we didn't have an opportunity to kill everyone's dad.
But we would we would credit this event had they won.
Yeah.
I did think of you
so
immediately.
now do we blame the guy? Because that actually brought them all down too much. So can we blame this guy, his death, on their loss?
Because I think that morning he was probable to play. But I thought if he didn't play, I wonder what Dan would think about that.
I mean, would you?
I would probably play.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I mean, everybody would play. There's no one that wouldn't play. That was bullshit to even say it was probable. That's these
what if it's
kids.
Would you do your wife? If your wife died?
Personally,
would you
yeah,
Wayne
but
Gretzky it?
I think a lot of guys wouldn't. But they grew up with my dad, and he was instrumental to my development. And what would my dad want me to do? Would he want me to sit out a game and be all sad like a pussy?
Yeah,
or does he want me to
ball
play
out
and
for
try to
some pussy?
Yeah. Now, what would your wife want? That's interesting. What if your wife died the day before? So
dude, let me tell you at least this: whatever you choose, it's wrong. Because society is going to be. I mean, if you're an athlete of any note, like even this guy Shoffley, like if he didn't play because of something like his wife dying happened, you would hear about it.
I wonder if they would cancel the whole
America.
game or postpone the whole game if somebody's like wife died in an accident the day before.
That's a good question.
So Dak misses the wild card game because his wife died.
Who was the
What do you
golfer
think?
who was willing to pull out the second that he heard that his wife was going into labor? Who was that?
All of
It
them.
was.
All of them?
It happened.
Mickelson way back in the day. Somebody recently, maybe was it?
There's been a couple recently. She's
Yeah.
right, but Mickelson, there was like a graduation too that you were roasting him for. That was
That was a
Yeah,
little
that's
too
lame.
much.
yeah. But yeah, so what happens if that happened to Dak? That's crazy, man. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway,
Also, sorry, I just was thinking about the Cowboys in the playoffs and got kind of fired up for a second there.
it's fun to think about things.
That will never happen.
Yeah, it's like
Right.
you'll watch a
Fantastic unicorns.
mother-in-law video or something. Sure, it's not really going to happen, but I'll watch the video. Anyway,
Yeah, it was-
So yeah.
I got home in time for really it was like midway through the second, and you catch up in the third. Ottinger was incredible. That one save, the diving across the back across, is the damnedest thing I've ever seen. I don't know, man. I'm fired up. I feel bad for Ace Burpee.
I don't.
But I wish we could get I wish we could get Tyler on again. It's been a while. I'm so happy
Kind
for
of
that
think
dude.
we could, but
Yeah, I'll see what I
Probably
can do.
not till after the playoffs.
But just the fact, we talked about it last week of the group they have. I saw Toronto got eliminated, and there was a lot of talk of what they have and haven't been able to do with their core four. And the Stars just kind of stuck with Jamie and Tyler. Now, they also had massive contracts that they probably couldn't move and no trade clauses, but sometimes things still happen. And, I mean, those guys have been here for a long, long time and have been in different iterations of – I mean, I saw a video of them when Tyler first got here the other day.
Make you sad, like
it just was. It made me feel old.
Yeah.
I remember when he came in studio right the week after he got here, and he's like 19. He's a baby, and now it's just weird. It's weird to be on the same team that long. I mean, he's not Dirk because he started elsewhere, and he's not on Dirk's level. But Jamie and Tyler, especially if they're able to win, they might be like in the top 10 or 15 athletes in the history of this city. Like, they'd be in the top 5 stars, right? I mean, you would have Madonna for sure, and then you would have probably Darian Hatcher and Zubov. But I'm trying to think if you put a goalie in there too, you're going to get 4 out of that. I think Jamie and Tyler have got to be next. They've been here forever.
Yeah. No, it'd be a great story.
They've been to a cup. They've been to a couple conference finals. If they eventually win one, I mean, there aren't that many champions in this city that were with the city almost their whole career.
Okay, so you're not counting like Belfour or something.
That would be hard, I feel like, or like Dion almost would be hard.
Certainly Hull.
If you were talking about like other sports, like
Yeah.
you need to be the whole time of your prime with that team. Now, Hull's definitely not. Newendijk, no.
Well, especially how they've gotten pretty close.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
over the years, these guys.
I think about that toast shot from he had set up Jeff from the Stars had set that camera up at the top of the dressing room, and that one shot from the bubble that they have of Jamie still sitting there. That's one of the most powerful sports images I've ever seen.
Well, you'll be seeing a lot again if they get to the finals.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember we were talking to Tyler every week through that. They're playing golf simulator and it's all – I don't know. I just feel like you go through that together, and it's tough to think of two guys that in my sports career I'd be happier for after the long grind. We got a sensible time zone, right?
Is that right?
I think so.
The
Like-
latest is 8, I think.
What's the schedule?
7 tonight, 7 Friday, and I think 2 o'clock.
Tonight, right away?
No, not tonight. Wednesday night, Friday night, and then and then Sunday is 2 o'clock. So very manageable.
Barely managed to get over your hangover by 2.
What are we on? 3? 3 Lone Stars thus far?
I've got 1 left.
Okay.
We're halfway through. I've kind of powered through fast.
Okay, yeah. We're pacing ourselves now.
It's my wedding week. I get to do whatever I want.
Mhm.
It really is.
Blake understands.
It's almost your wedding month, maybe.
She said Jake, and then he's like, "Well, he understands too well." So I'll make this about.
To correct myself.
I'll make this about Blake instead.
What? It's his birthday week.
So, quick hit on the NBA. Dude, first of all, I'm so happy for the Knicks and Jalen Brunson.
I'm glad you
in
thought
particular.
that because it feels weird for me to be happy for the Knicks, but so am I.
Right. Not really the Knicks as much as Jalen Brunson.
You know what, though? Like, the more you hear about it and think about it, I mean, they are the Knicks. It's New York. But they've been bad for so long that they kind of have, like, an underdog, downtrodden-y fan base.
But they also
But-
they have a beating of an owner who you don't want to root for.
They
you know?
do have a beating of an owner. And, yeah.
It's sad to know that he'll be happy because he seems to be a bad dude. But they took that was a big risk to pay Jalen Brunson what they did pay Jalen Brunson.
Sure.
Um,
It's big risk to go trade for Cat. Big risk to go trade for Mikal Bridges. They're letting it hang. So I don't have any. I don't know, how can you not like Brunson?
but the fact that they knocked out Boston, I mean, I really, truly believe that had Luka just been on the Mavs, they'd have a really good shot to win it all right now. Right
Agreed.
now.
Yeah.
It's
all
clearly getting by OKC. Who knows? Maybe they are just a juggernaut. But Denver took them to 7 games. You telling me that Luka and the Mavs, they thought they matched up well against them last year, and
they got better.
And
well,
they got
both
better,
got better, but
and they
still.
They got the mental thing, and Luka's a killer, and I think Luka would be pissed to even be in the conversation with SGA as far as this guy's going to win MVP this year, and I didn't win it last year. Like, I feel like that would have fueled it all.
Yeah, and the other thing, too, about Denver is they just look so worn out because Jokic has to do everything. But the Mavs had the advantage of having Kyrie.
Right.
So you just kind of balance it out till you get to the postseason, and then you figure Jokic has nothing left, and how could he? But then, yeah, you mentioned the Boston thing. That is, I wouldn't say that it makes me feel better because they got a ring, and you don't want anybody to get hurt, but they're so screwed. They are so screwed. And it just reminds you, like, how quickly any fan base can have their hopes just ripped away from them. It's just that theirs happened by chance and ours happened by act. But think about it. Like, he won't be right next year. It's that team costs like $1 billion to fund.
He might not play.
He might not
at
play.
all.
So
yeah, I can't watch the NBA right now without thinking, this was it.
Yeah, I know. It's just anything NBA. I said this last week. It just makes me sad. But it is interesting. Maybe I'll put pen to paper later this week. But a long time ago, back when I was doing studies on the worst retired number in the NBA, I also got into arguments with Bob about the fact that everybody would always say, and I got here when the Stars were really good with Mike Modano, and I was new to hockey. But I would always hear toughest championship to win is a Stanley Cup. And toughest like it's just said as if it's just well known. And I suppose if you want to talk about a physical grind on you in a short amount of time, then you might have an argument. But when I looked at the 4 major sports leagues and who could win an NBA, like the NBA was the toughest championship to win because when a team got good, they would tend to stay good, and it's hard to knock that team off, which means it's very tough for the other 29 teams to win. Like there was not, like the NFL turned out, or Major League Baseball even, were kind of the easiest championships to win. Easy in the sense that it's always a different team, so that your team might win it this year when you start the year out. And that's what the NBA has now turned into. This will be the 7th year in a row with a different champion. And I'm going to have to look to see when was the last time 7 year, if ever. Because even from the inception of the NBA, remember the Celtics were winning it all the time back then? The 70s, I guess, looked like one where, well, no, Boston won a couple in the 70s.
Yeah, and you called this out before I remember anybody else calling it out. And it's counterintuitive on its face, the idea that player empowerment and super teams would result in more parity. But that's basically what's happened.
Because that was a criticism of player empowerment. And if players can just go join each other, they're just going to dominate. They're going to just win the league every year. This won't be fair. But, yeah, the way it's played out is no. Players are just going here and there, and they're not all doing a Durant and joining the Warriors, who are already really good. But, yeah, it'll be 7 straight different champions. And I think, just on a quick look, it looks like that's never happened in the NBA before.
Yeah.
That would be 7 years in a row.
Seems like a really good time to just get rid of your superstar that makes sure you have a chance in there every year. Like, what if you had Michael Jordan, but now? Seriously, this makes it worse. Having a superstar is that much more valuable whenever there is availability at the top. But
and having one that like he'll like
stick around.
It's a decade superstar, not like maybe 2 years before even this superstar who we've wondered, could he be just the guy on a team?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's take a potty break.
Okay.
Hey, Claire, you remember that one time the Frankels got me that huge car accident settlement?
Oh, Cornelius Falcon, how could I forget?
Yeah, that was super dope.
Was that a fart?
Please stop talking.
Is somebody in there? Sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Sir!
I don't know if I'm okay.
Can you get out for me?
I'm hurting. Let me get my phone. I gotta call somebody.
All right. Yeah, we're calling another unit.
Before you call the insurance company, call Frankel first. Frankel and Frankel. Call 214 or 817 all threes.
You're listening to The Dumb Zone.
Got a direct message from a listener. Let's see here. His name is Eric, and Eric is a father. And he reached out to me and he said, "Hey Jake, I doubt you'll ever see this. I was wanting to see if you and Dan would share this on the podcast." Excuse you. Share it on the podcast or X, and he sent me a GoFundMe. So he has a son who is 15, and his name is Brandon, and he probably doesn't have a whole lot of time left to live. He has Duchenne muscular dystrophy. So he details some of the things that they've had to do to deal with this. Cash out the 401k. You got to get a special van, special bathroom, whatever. So anyways, we donated some money, and we're going to put the thing in the show notes if you'd like to do the same. I was thinking yeah, it's a very sad story, but you know, it would suck if he was like a Stars fan. If you've got Duchenne muscular dystrophy and then they acquire Matt Duchene. Fortunately, he's not like that prominent of a player, but you just have to imagine like in 2016 if there were tons of kids in the Metroplex suffering from childhood Prescott, and it was like terminal. And all of a sudden they're like, "What's it? Now we got this guy in town."
What was that?
So how big was Lou Gehrig in the time?
Well, it wasn't called that at the time. So, anyways, yeah, it's he seems like a good dude, good family. Want to help him out, so we threw him a little paper. And frankly, it's your money, people.
Yeah,
we're just giving it back.
Yeah. All right, so we still have the news. We have Today in History, and we have closing remarks with Jordan Zimmerman. Right? Is that weird?
You know what? Not as weird as I was expecting it to be.
Do you know there's a Major League Baseball player named Jordan Zimmerman?
I'm bigger than him. I better be.
He won 19 games in 2013.
That was it?
Okay. Feels like a lot.
Nationals?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right.
All right. Okay. Now
Yeah.
I've got competition.
Yeah, there's a guy named Jordan Zimmerman. Now you're the girl Jordan Zimmerman.
I'm going to be the
But you're
best.
definitely going, so you never thought, I'm not going to change my last name.
Nah, I'm pretty traditional. I mean, I'm not working right now, so I'm doing everything at the house. I'm cooking, cleaning, mowing the lawn,
Firing the shorts.
firing the shorts off.
Yeah,
So
totally.
man is making good money.
Man is making great money.
What does he do?
So he creates power for ERCOT, and his plant actually makes so much power that they power off the entire refinery for Shell in Houston. So
And it's just him lifting weights. That's how he
He
powers
powers
it himself.
Gets
he
on
just
a bicycle and just
gets on a Versaclimber and
Yeah.
just
Where did you get that beehive shirt?
I made it.
You made it yourself.
I made it. I'm a card-carrying member, baby.
yeah.
It's a great answer. And also, what else was it going to be?
Well, I don't know.
Lululemon.
Is Raymond selling beehive
Yeah, no.
low-cut beehive shirts?
Low-cut crop top beehive shirts. Get on it, Raymond. E6 Sportswear.
Yeah, you were very self-deprecating with the tiny committee that you claim to be on, but it feels like
Average. I mean, but
it's just when you're standing next to mom is what
yeah,
that makes you feel.
You stand in shadows. It's a shadow I don't think I'll ever get out of, and that's okay.
Okay.
Shadow, I'd like to get into.
There you go.
Just a quick hit. The Phillips 66 Big 12 Baseball Championship returns to Globe Life Field May 21st to 25th. Catch all the action as top teams battle it out in Arlington for the conference crown. Tickets on sale now at globelifefield.com/Big12. And
yeah, man, that's a fun one for the kids.
That's called a quick hit. Yeah, get into the ballpark, right?
Sure. On the cheap.
Are you interested in at least talking about the NFL playoff, or excuse me, the NFL schedule release videos, or do you want to save all of that? Like
I have watched mine.
So I had a big idea that we were going to do a lot on the NFL schedule release videos. And my brilliant idea was, man, this is going to be great because I watched the Giants one. You have the Giants one that you could pull up? It's because they were bagging on the Cowboys in the way that they thought was funny. None of these are funny. I watched all of the Cowboys' opponents, and they're all bad. And are we doing it? Yeah. Anyway.
Sweetheart, I can guarantee it. Yeah.
So they got a big fat lady.
I've never said this
that
before.
That lady's not fat.
This
she's fat.
My year.
Jordan, what do you think of that lady? Is she?
She's not fat.
I don't know.
She's no Jordan.
Well,
but I tell you what she is. She's
looks more like
comically over the top Southern lady for sure. Like
big fat, comically over the top Southern lady wearing a Cowboys cheerleader's outfit.
Yeah,
and pouring out of it.
Yeah, pouring out of it for sure.
The whole bit reminds me of Eminem's Jessica. What was it? Jessica Parker? Who did he make fun of?
Eminem?
Yeah, Eminem. He had a music video.
Yeah.
Jessica Simpson?
Jessica Simpson. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like that model wasn't necessarily large. She's larger than Jessica Simpson.
It's Dan. Don't get bogged down in it.
Okay, all right.
She's pouring out in the right areas.
No, Jessica Simpson complained about a lot of things in that book, that they made her lose weight and all that. And I just thought, you know what? Let's talk to the radio executives or music executives to get their side of the story before you start complaining.
No, I don't think she's overtly overweight. I think they're just trying to poke at as sensitive spots.
The thing is, sometimes you have to just keep that plan in her head so that she'll be worried about it anytime she's eating a burger.
It's in our post-nups.
What was your post-nup?
There's a weight clause.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Is that normal?
No. It's very Tony Romo. There's going to be a weight clause. We haven't fully written it out yet.
Okay.
Anyway.
So the thing is, I thought I had a great idea. I texted you guys about it yesterday morning because I watched the Giants one. We watched the Chargers one, which we also have, and we could break down a little bit if we want. I don't know if we want to here, but the Chargers, just the Chargers depiction of Cowboys.
Yeah.
Because it is very funny. You could play it right now if you want to, Peyton. Clayton. There's no thing. I was thinking of his grandfather, who was one of our original directors of the show.
That's right.
And three generations of Kimbros have. But Peyton Kimbrough really is the guy who started it all. But if you want to fire it up, so the Cowboys, the Chargers had the Cowboys fans coming into the stadium, something falling off of the roof, the Fire Nico guy lip syncing, and then they've got DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons kind of fighting with a war of words on the field. So they were, and the sun you can't see. So, I thought, okay, this is great. I will watch all of the Cowboys' opponents and watch how they bag on the Cowboys. And that will be our angle. This is how we'll make this thing different. It's really going to pop. No one else bagged on the Cowboys. Everything else sucked. Denver had little kids riding sheep, actual kids. This wasn't a cartoon.
Mutton bustin' is what it's called.
That's okay. I didn't know what it was.
Very Southern thing.
And they're riding sheep wearing different teams' helmets, and that's how they would indicate. The Kansas City had a Chiefs cab where the driver would ask trivia questions, and the answer was going to be Dallas.
Yeah. That was not good. It was. Did you say it was Cash Cab?
I just said it was called Chiefs Cab.
Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure it is the Cash Cab guy because I watched that one too.
Ben Bailey?
Yeah.
Anyway, New York, the Giants had one where they were doing stereotypical characters and making fun of people, it was like the city, and that was why they had that. Anyway, but no one else really did anything, man. There was a lot of really long bits, bad bits. Is that your experience too? Did you not find anything good?
No, and the other thing too is multiple teams, it wasn't just the Cowboys, did 2 versions. And what that means is neither one of your ideas were good.
Mm-hmm.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
It just means neither idea is good. And the Chiefs did one with because I know that was on your list, but I watched it. The Chiefs did one in the cab, and they also did one with kids, where there's kids sitting around and they're doing Pictionary, and it's they're not good this year. I did not. There are a few we could go over if we wanted to do it at length, but I feel like this bit has either run its course or it was a down year.
Well, it doesn't hurt that we all rushed to see the Chargers one. Which
we now know.
Yeah.
I think it's running its course because how much different stuff can you do?
Well, it's that, and the longer the video, the worse it is. Because they're just trying to explain themselves too long. I mean, how long was the Cowboys video?
The Cowboys one's terrible.
Yeah, well,
it was 4 or 5
obviously.
minutes, wasn't it? The golf course one.
Yeah.
Atlanta did a Mario Kart deal that was pretty sick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what you have to do. You just have to find IP.
Yeah.
Just figure out a way to make it look like something people have seen before. The only way to do anything, and try that.
Philly had a true give up, but they're allowed to do it because all they had was the theme to the 2001: A Space Odyssey, or our unboxing music. You know what that is?
Yeah.
Dun dun. Anyway, but as it is slowly revealing a Lombardi trophy, and then they just put up the schedule and then they walk away. They're like, "That's all. That's all we're gonna do."
Yeah. Look, you get the whole off season off. Because you're obsessed with these. You would like the Titans one. So maybe we just need to make the decision on whether or not we want to do the full thing or not. Because the Titans one is called, it's a spoof for a medication called Schedule Rizzy instead of Sky Rizzy.
Oh,
Okay,
that's good.
You want to break it down in full tomorrow?
Okay, yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. It's because a lot of them suck, but that one's not bad. Severance, the Ravens tried to do Severance, but I don't get it. And
okay.
I don't know.
I'm going to have to go watch it. So I can evaluate. What did the Browns do? Did anybody watch the Browns? I didn't do that yet.
What was theirs?
Just because I always wonder what the really bad teams in horrible situations, how are they trying to?
I saw a couple bad
can they at least be good at that? Can you at least employ?
Right.
It says massage therapists.
Okay. And as you pull up the taint, then you.
Well, I don't know what it was. I didn't watch this one, but maybe we need to because it ranked very low on all these lists. Somebody I saw did the ice in the face morning routine challenge.
Oh yeah. They hired the guy.
Yeah.
See, that's probably key to some of these.
Yeah.
Is I didn't know the cash cab guy.
That's all.
So maybe that makes it better if I knew who that was.
It was.
I didn't know who it was, and it was just a bad bit.
Yeah.
But if you knew, then you got a little member berries.
And that's what's so hard about. I mean, Cash Cab was on TV, but still, that's what's so hard about making stuff from internet culture. Because you're going to put, as an NFL team, all your eggs in the basket that Jacksonville Jaguar fans have seen morning routine guy and know why it's funny.
Yeah.
It's just very hard to tell. We no longer have just the monoculture.
So you said one was spoofing drug commercials?
Yes. The Titans was called, it was this, yes.
I just want to play this because I want to do more on this in the future too. And this is recorded just kind of off my phone by the TV. Okay. But I'm watching, what's that show on Channel 27 that we love?
Family Feud.
Family Feud.
I was going to say the Easy TV.
DZTV is my second favorite show on Channel 27.
On every night at 9.
That's right.
Mark that.
Family Feud does great. That's what I'm watching every night now.
Oh, yeah. I've had a phase.
It's just Steve Harvey. I've also found this. He looks awesome whatever he's wearing. I would love to be able to wear anything that he wears, but I could never.
No.
But if it's a pink shirt, pink tie, and black, like whatever he's wearing just looks great. He's a great-looking dude.
He's a great-looking dude.
Steve Harvey, and he's really funny.
You wear a big suit on you.
Big suit. I love it. But we were talking about the Browns, and we had a little taint joke there. You're talking about the Anyway, I've never heard this before, but Family Feud will air
it's a little racy.
No, they'll air a drug commercial on you.
Oh, okay, yeah.
My God, will they?
They know their audience.
Yeah. So anyway, this is what I heard.
If you have heart failure or chronic kidney disease, Farxiga can help you keep living life because there are places you'd like to be. Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine and bacterial infection between the anus and genitals, both which may be fatal.
Okay, so yes.
Yeah, just say it.
Bloody urine, bad.
Yeah.
Just side effect, though.
Yep.
But yeah, then it's a some kind of a bacterial infection between the anus and genitals, which is, of course,
it ain't your
the taint.
Yeah,
taint the taint the ass, taint the ball.
Your perineum.
Yeah, and then it could be fatal. So you got to keep down there, keep an eye on it.
Are there people really? Are there men not keeping track on that?
What, like looking down there and making sure there's no bacteria? I don't know that I'm like scouring it for bacteria.
I would if I could. If they made a taint douche, I would use it. Like if there was a thing that every couple days I just kind of squeeze down there and just made it smell good and not be gross, I would do that.
Some husbands don't have women looking down there. We're not firing our shorts off when we get home.
Right.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We need to interview her like in 10 years and just see.
10?
That's a good point.
5? You're saying give
next
it
week.
Just pull it back. Are you guys going to have kids?
As soon as he's ready to be a bandit, I'm ready to be a chili.
All right.
Nice.
I like it. We are
humor.
cooking.
Okay. Today's news will be brought to us by Lucy. You like Lucy? Do you have any Lucy? Lucy.co/dumbzone.
The groomsmen took all the Lucy's.
I tend to have.
Did you have Lucy's?
Mummy at all time.
We had them at their little like gathering party, and there were none left.
Lucy.co/dumbzone. Promo code is dumbzone. You get 20% off your first order.
Listen, a lot of people, I probably owe an apology. I've been walking up to people. If I see them using another pouch, I'm like, we could do this the easy way or the hard way.
Mm-hmm.
And I hand them a Lucy pouch, and I've never had to do the hard way. They try it. They're like, oh, my God, this is so much better. It really is a better product. I've tried Big Tobacco's nicotine pouches, and they're gutter trash. They're disgusting. You can feel it in your mouth, but it's just gross. Lucy products are top-notch. Lucy.co/dumbzone. Promo code's also dumbzone. That'll get you 20% off your first order. It's a nice natural feel. Always tobacco-free, 100% pure nicotine. And here comes the fine print, as read by me, not a celebrity. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age, and every order is age-verified. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Here's Jake with the Dumb Zone News.
Well, things are not looking great for former President Joe Biden.
Is he in hospice?
He is not quite in hospice, yes, but he's announced that he has an aggressive form of prostate cancer. Just that adjective always gets me. He looks very old in the post that he made. I listened to some.
Wasn't he just on The View like last week?
Yeah, pretty recently.
Is that where he got it?
From who hosts that now? Chewbacca Mom?
I think so.
There's a book. Jake Tapper wrote a book that's out right now about really like the last year of Biden. And much like Najee Marshall was on a a podcast recently that Jason Gallagher, our friend's affiliated with, and I'm not going to listen to it because I don't need to hear him talking about Luka making me sad. Along those same lines, I don't need to read a book detailing how everyone in a certain political party knew that the president was like drooling all day. And then we're just like, let's just try this. Let's put him on TV and see what happens. Nothing important at stake here.
It is really weird.
Let's give it a go. Put him up there. And then he's just like,
It's really amazing.
one of the most memorable nights of my life, I can tell you that. Somebody talked to him before that happened and was like, yes.
Yeah, they were like, I want him to debate Donald Trump.
It's our best shot. Here we go. Go give it your best, Joe. And he's like, I guess, man. And there are people that fault him.
Yeah, I was going to say,
a lot of people.
Do you discredit him on this at all? Or
I don't know, man. It's a very complicated situation.
Could you have talked him out of it?
Didn't seem like it. Didn't seem like it at the time.
It talked him into it.
Like it took that spectacle, though.
Yeah.
Where, 5 minutes in, people are texting each other like
it's over.
Because 5 minutes in, people are always texting their side anyway. Because you kind of know how these things are going to turn out, but not that one.
No. So he looks, like I said, looks very, very old in this photo. And it's
how old is he?
What is he, 84? 84? 82. About to turn 83. So the type of cancer he has, I guess it's spread to where I think I heard someone say at 5 years it's 37%. So he probably isn't going to make it too much longer. You wouldn't think it very complicated.
You're 82. You're always thinking that, right?
Yeah.
So it's not. This isn't like tragic.
No, and he's lived a life too, man. He's had some tragedy.
Dale Earnhardt,
no doubt. From losing his first wife and I think one or two kids in a car accident.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's been nice to his other kids, though.
Yeah.
And one of his kids has been nice to his other kid's wife.
Yeah, that's what I meant. He signed a seal of approval.
He did. He signed off on that. No word on whether he signed off on that Chinese prostitute jerking him off with her feet while he was smoking crack.
Who's that? Hunter Biden?
The top 5 video of all time, man.
You've seen that video?
Oh, they're all out there.
Well, that doesn't mean you have to look at it.
It's a political news story.
Did you use that for a donation?
No. No, but I don't know that the laptop was out there yet, but I would have considered it just from a historical standpoint.
Like if you want to get your kid into politics, maybe you.
Yeah.
Does that help?
Yeah, no. Well, I have the one that I use saved, and if that's any indication, I have a cornerback, the old kind. All right, so there was a bit of a nautical disaster up in the northwest over the weekend as a Mexican Navy ship crashed into the Brooklyn Bridge.
Can we back up for a second?
You don't think they have?
They got a Navy, huh?
Cool. No, they've got to have a Navy.
Would you really?
They've got to protect the Gulf of America.
So when I saw this picture, I thought this was a joke. I thought this was an Onion article.
Yeah, because it looks like the Conquistador from Six Flags.
The Conquistador?
Conquistador. I can't believe I've never made that joke before. But there's so many times writing the Conquistador. We can watch the video if you want, so you can get kind of a feel for this. It's like a show ship, and it's way too tall.
And were there people standing up there?
Yeah, lots
on
of
the
people.
mast.
People are up on the mast. Several rows of masts. 19 injuries. 2 sailors dead.
If you see you're heading that way, do you jump off?
I don't know how you're not. Yeah.
See, they about to hit the concrete.
Yeah, I think it comes all the way to the. That's where it stops there.
Oh, okay.
What do we have? Drunk pilot? Called captain, not a pilot. You can't pilot a ship, right?
I think I would have not called you on that. The last report I saw from this morning, it doesn't. It just says the ship experienced a mechanical malfunction. It was moving in the wrong direction, and the current took it under the bridge. It was not supposed to be headed in that direction.
It has sails, though. How is it mechanical?
Yeah, I don't know if
Great
it might
point.
just be gussied up to look old. There was some
it's really-
wind at the time. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I just feel
There's tons of cars on the bridge. I know that was pretty wild.
Yeah.
Where were the deaths? People on the boat?
Yeah, it said one cadet and one.
Oh, so we just watched
sailor.
people die right there.
Yeah, and you were laughing a lot.
Faces of death.
It is a pretty big flag. On
But here's the thing: 2 deaths, 200 survivors. So it's.
But they were just Mexican naval.
Yeah, it's a cool looking ship.
They got an Air Force, too?
I bet.
Space Force?
No
way.
We got to be one of one.
No, well, it depends on what they call it in other places, because like Russia and China and India.
They got
India-
astronauts and stuff, but do they have fighting astronauts?
That I don't know.
Man, so
That I don't know.
you know how they all have the graduating signs in yards and everything? My kid just graduated summa cum laude from this high school. The neighbor across the street from us has a kid in the Space Force.
Hell yeah. What do you do? Do you put it out there? Like if your kid were the number 1
cadet at Space Academy?
What's the
Yeah, but I'm
ranking
trying to
there?
think like in high school, what's like a nerdy thing they could be?
ROTC.
Yeah, that's part, but maybe you could. I'm trying to think of like chess club or something.
Hey, chess is cool.
Yeah, but like, do you celebrate it the same as like? Does he want like a football style thing out front? Like you had the softball style thing for your daughter. If she was in robotics, like would you have put that out there? Probably, but it feels different. Space Force.
Yeah, you
I
have
can
to
tell you
pretend
this.
that you're into whatever your kid is into,
Yeah,
even when you think it's suspect.
But if you put out your son's like, hey, Marine Corps sign or whatever, the neighbors are walking by like,
hell yeah,
tough guy. You better watch my wife.
They're like, no,
They're-
Space Force?
So that's what'd you do?
Oh, you're a bike cop? Like
It's the bike cop of the military.
For now.
Now, yeah. In the future, this will be the thing.
You think?
Oh, we're gonna have We're gonna
Starship
have the real Star
Troopers?
Wars eventually.
Let's see here.
When will the first battle in space be?
Yeah, it'll be
Like, will you be alive?
it won't. It'll depend on what that means, right? Like, are you talking about like manned aircraft firing at one another, or like they're fighting on a planet's surface somehow? Because if it's just like we blow up a satellite, you blow up our satellite, that's probably already happening.
Yeah.
But I think gravity is really going to be our challenge for
Well, I wonder why.
ground combat.
That is interesting. So Russia is trying to kill, who is it? Ukraine. Does Ukraine have its own satellite that Russia could just go pinpoint that and just blow it up? Like, how come they don't do that?
They probably do that to some extent. Yeah, I don't know. There may be some that are protected by the West. I mean, I know Ukraine uses Starlink, Elon's internet.
That's new.
Generation kill in space, Jake?
I don't know how you do it. You gotta
I
have.
mean, there's going to be space marines.
Yeah. Someone's got to wear the halo bit.
This is. We talk a lot about deportations these days in the news, and there's a gentleman in Harris County. I could be a woman. That's a man that should be deported from the state of Texas. They're suing Whataburger with a claim that Whataburger failed to act in accordance with the appropriate standard of care, causing him to suffer personal injuries.
This is not Clayton.
It is not Clayton. It is a man who is suing Whataburger because he ordered no onions and they put onions on his burger.
Listen, we've all been there.
Okay, no, I'm actually one of those people. Onions make my mouth swell.
I don't eat onions.
I'm pro onion.
I scrape them off.
I respect the onion, just can't have it.
I don't eat onions on burgers. I'll eat onions
Well,
in recipes.
Grilled onions.
The point is,
Well, here's the
if you
thing. I was
sue
thinking about
Whataburger-
this week
How do onions and deportation go together?
because we're big Whataburger
he should
fans.
be deported from Texas. You shouldn't be allowed to be in Texas if you're going to sue Whataburger over some little
That's
mistake like
It's a
that.
Chicago company now.
Mm.
It hasn't been the same.
You're wrong.
I think you're
He's,
100% wrong.
You're 1,000,000% wrong.
I actually went
and
Thursday.
I'm not willing to fight about it. And if you have another comment on it, I don't want to hear it. What I do want to say is that Whataburger's great, and I was thinking about this weekend. Whataburger, are they happy when they get a really stupid thing like this?
Yeah.
Because
that's why I'm doing the story.
It puts them in the news. It gives them more publicity, and you get most people thinking, this guy's an idiot. Why would you attack something that I love that's so dear to my heart that is as Texan as
This guy came
Sam
out here
Houston.
thinking he was Aaron Brockovich. You know, he's fighting for the people, and everyone's like, no.
No, not here.
Buddy.
Yeah.
Pick the wrong one.
Whataburger will pull a bit on you.
Yeah, I love
They're
Whataburger.
pro-bit.
They are so pro.
They are so into bits.
A man in Arlington, 29-year-old man, was arrested last week for a 2020 murder. Now, this is otherwise not really news, but I found this one interesting because he lured his victim by posing as a woman online.
Oh, that's a good bit.
Well, you can get me that way.
No doubt. I could be talking to multiple murderers right now.
I don't even know if I care if I ever found out it was a dude.
Why? Yeah, who cares?
That was flirting with me online. I'm like, all right.
It's great.
At the time, it was cool. And this guy really knows how to push my buttons.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got a raging hard on. No one just has a mild one, right? It's always got to be raging.
No, it's the same as cancer. No one's
Yeah.
ever like this. This cancer tends to run the ball on first, second down, kind of throw on third, and take what the defense gives it. It's always aggressive. But
cancer never punts.
That's unfortunately. But yeah, they say that this guy he robbed a guy and murdered him, and he posed as a woman online looking for dates to lure him to the scene. Like that. I guess like I never really did the online dating thing, but
So
is that something people are worried about, like getting robbed?
yeah. So one of my friends told Blake about I was in a lingerie bikini company, and one of my friend's photos was used as catfishing scheme for quite some time, and she caught a lot of flack for it, unfortunately.
That sucks.
But it's terrifying. But also, do you think you would be able to distinguish between like, oh, there's no way this hot chick's actually into me, or this is AI? If you were out in the dating world right now.
I don't know. I feel this is completely egomaniacal, but I feel like I'm weird enough to where I would be able to tell if I was having a conversation with a robot.
I feel like I would too.
But what he's saying is a different story, which is it's not a robot. It's a person.
It's a dude.
Man.
But I feel like you would be able to know whether you're talking to a chick or I don't know. I feel like there's vernacular that women use versus men that I feel you might be able to catch on to, especially if it's in romantics.
Ham wallet, stuff like that.
Yeah, fire the shorts off. Yeah.
I mean, I got someone named Selena who wrote, "Hi, nice to meet you. I saw your profile and was attracted by you, so I sent you a message. Can we get to know each other? I hope this doesn't bother you."
That's the Selena you were telling me about?
So I don't think that's AI at all. Apparently she's Asian. She's 37, it says here.
Alicia? What was her name?
That's right up your alley, bro.
Selena.
Okay, so Selena, a traditionally Hispanic name.
Yeah.
Asian.
She doesn't look Hispanic. Well, I don't know. It's hard to tell, though. And I think she's just really into me. It seems like that was very conversational. And there's a lot of people that would see my profile and be like, my gosh, let's send him a DM. Never listen to his show or anything. So yeah, accept and start.
So you were like a lingerie model?
Yeah, well, it was mostly bikini, so I was kind of the I was the tattooed one.
So
you are very heavily tattooed.
Mid thigh all the way to like lower back. Yeah, it's about a third of my body.
It's hot.
When did you start that?
At an illegal age. I guess I got my first tattoo when I was 15. Sorry, Mom.
Was it just tiny?
Yeah, it was a tiny little constellation, Big Dipper. So, and after that, I kind of incorporated all the tattoos and turned it into one giant piece. So,
my mom tried to take me before I was 18, but they wouldn't let her. She was all mad at the government about
She wanted you to get
well,
a
I
tattoo?
wanted to get one.
And she said
was down.
she's for it? Do you what do you think the percentage of people 25 to 35 is that have a tattoo?
Oh, it's huge.
Well, because I was
huge.
Just walking through the grocery store the other day and just looking around, and I was thinking it might be like 80%.
Oh, I was going to say, if you said 50-50, I'd say that feels.
Who at least have one tattoo, even a hidden tattoo somewhere.
Yeah, because you got to factor that in, the ones you can't see.
Yeah.
And it looks like close to 50.
The taint too.
The taint too. Right. Oh, I was just going
to. One of the teams did it might have been Minnesota. They did a thing where they must have put out a call, unless these were all fake, but people were getting tattoos of opposing teams, and that's how you would know it's Cowboys because they were getting a Cowboys tattoo.
I've got a Cowboy tattoo.
You have a Cowboys tattoo?
I lost a bet and I got a Cowboy tattoo. But I got
What was the bet?
I got the registered R trademark, so I'm actually Jerry Jones's property, if anyone asks.
Nice.
Well, he's already had your mom, right?
I mean,
Or
you may
wanted.
be his. Yeah, you may legitimately be his.
Yeah.
property.
Would you be upset if that was your real dad and then he just never
No,
talked
I
to
look
you?
so much like my dad. There is no question.
Okay.
There is no question. Would I be upset?
What did Jerry say?
That's beautiful.
Looking at them What was the bet?
It was a male friend. If I'm also a Chicago Bears fan because my family's from Chicago, we're Italian, that whole thing. So I get disappointed twice every week. It's great. If the Bears won, he had to get the Chicago C around his nipple, and if Cowboys won, I had to get the Stars tattoo on my hip. So the Dallas Cowboys star on my hip.
That's not
If
what
they
Dan
won.
thought that was.
If no. Yeah, if the Cowboys won, because I was a Bears fan, right? And he was a
Oh.
Cowboys fan.
Okay.
So it wasn't a huge L for me.
Yeah, you were going to do whatever. You didn't care.
Yeah. I just turned 18. I was looking for an excuse.
Her saying that somebody took those photos and started using them catfish wise. Oh, yeah. I can't remember if I've told you guys this before, but one of the more controversial threads in my friend group, like in our early and mid 20s, my buddy who got married first, her and a bunch of our friends, all the girls went to South Padre together, and they're taking photos, not nudes, but just like hot late teen, early 20-something college girls.
Girls Gone Wild is huge in Padre.
And it was that time. Oh. And one of our buddies, like 6 months later, had to hit our guy up and be like, "Hey, this picture of your wife is on this porn site. Like, it's being advertised as the like thumbnail to get into the site." And it sure was.
Nice.
But the conversations we had with that guy afterward of like, how did you decide to tell him? Like, this was not like a mainstream porn site. This was how did you find this? Like, it was real seedy.
Yeah.
Real seedy. And,
you might just have to never tell him.
Yeah, but I don't think I would have.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have.
Especially today when the OnlyFans exists so much. It's so prevalent. Like,
I swear I saw a sign. I saw a stat that like 1 out of 6 women under 30 or something.
There's no way.
I don't know anyone.
Yeah.
Granted, I went to school for mechanical engineering, so I don't know a lot of women, but I don't know anyone who's got an OnlyFans. And I'm still sub 30.
Maybe you do, but
maybe there's secret.
Hit us up if you're a Dumb Zone only fanner. All right, there's your news. Because don't you feel like we run the numbers and it says 95% male audience, and either that's wrong or women are just so loud that
we hear.
Because I swear we hear
The
from it's like
Dumb
50%.
Zone News. Like and subscribe.
Frankel and Frankel will be the sponsor for Today in History. They are
214-817-333-3333. If I find out that one of you were personally injured, you don't call the Frankels.
What are you going to do? Be upset?
214-817.
Shake your fist at
Honestly,
them?
this morning I thought about someone doing that, about someone listening to this show every day. And then that opportunity, that golden opportunity of a car accident falls right.
How excited they'll be.
Yeah. You have a real opportunity here.
Jordan, if you get in an accident on the way back to Houston. In fact, I'm going to pray for that.
You know what?
I hope that you do.
I'm upside down on the payments right now. I would love to get in an accident and total that thing.
So, yeah.
Get some orthopedic surgery going on.
Insurance companies would try to take advantage of you. Frankel will
Hey,
fight
this
for your
accident
rights.
hurt my small breasts. I think we need
And now I'm self-conscious, which is a medical
a
condition.
mental health issue.
Would you be into them enhancing that for you as they're doing the reconstruction?
You know, I mean, if
Pump
you're
it up a little bit?
Yo, Brittany Mahomes.
if you're in there,
Fantastic.
You're already in
she
there.
did it.
Those are good implants. She doesn't
Yeah,
look
okay.
stupid.
I feel like you would do. I feel like you should do post kids. But Frankel and Frankel will take care of you regardless.
That's the, that is the point, really.
214-817-3333.
Yeah. She looks. I think she looks good.
The Dumb Zone presents.
Brittany Mahomes had a significant amount of work done in general, but she doesn't look too. She doesn't look like like your thing that you mentioned.
It's just still annoying.
Like a 50-year-old trying to look 25. She may be.
So, a couple viewer mail birthdays first. Let me go to current email. I'll get out of the old Jordan emails I was looking at. Jordan's got some.
God, he's just got you bookmarked over there.
Well, no, it's incredible.
It's my day, damn it.
You won't believe what Hotmail can do. So you just search.
It's all right there?
Jordan, and then every Jordan email comes right up. Like, you don't have to wait.
You don't have to filter through every single one.
If you think about it, that's what
all
those
of
boys
Jordan's
died
emails.
for back then, you know?
I respect him for it.
Dear Dan, last July I wrote you to share my wife and I's trip for my 30th birthday. Oh, this relates to Jordan as well.
Oh, go on.
Of educating you, Jake, and innocent Blake of the penetrating move known as the moose.
Wow.
Because I believe Jordan once emailed me to say she's been moosed.
I was moosed.
I don't know if it's true or not, but I don't want to know.
Yeah, it
I
doesn't
like
matter.
the idea of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, for my wife's 30th, we'll be gallivanting across Italy
Nice.
here on May 19th. He said, I'll pull out the moose as my finisher with intentions of producing a child.
Of what sort, Blake?
It would be a boy.
From behind? Yeah, it's a boy. Yeah.
From Douglas Waterbottom.
King.
That is his name.
That's awesome.
Respect.
Dear Constable of the See You Next Tuesday, I'd like to wish my pal Treva McCrotchke happy DF birthday. It's her 7-foot schnitzel plus Kawhi Leonard birthday. Who's Kawhi Leonard?
Cooper Flag.
Oh. She's a former homecoming queen from Colleyville Heritage. She lives in New York City as a Gold Star gay with her V1 wife, Jerry.
Fantastic.
And
Man, we need to
Should we go?
stars more often.
she was one that offered her condo.
Treva
The
is
one-
trying
the-
to
the-
organize dumb
one way
F
up by?
meetups in New York City
You look at those pictures?
at Wayne and Sons Tex-Mex restaurant in the East Village during the Yankees Rangers series.
Oh,
Dude,
it's coming up.
we got to go. It's super, super nice. Let Blake wander around out on the balcony like Clapton's kid.
Her leaders are Jake's Let Freedom Wing Hooters t-shirt.
That is a good one.
The first 90%, although she thinks braces should be referred to as pecker wreckers. She wants to rename the Dragon Den to the Phallus Palace.
AKA.
And she likes any and all Blakesploitation by Dan. And music by her favorite singer, Militia Etheridge.
Militia? Oh, okay. I like
think,
it.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Anyway.
That's the first person I think I knew who a lesbian, like that I knew what a lesbian was.
I think they sent a picture too, so we'll put that up on the wall. Eventually you'll be up on this wall, Jordan. You've sent pictures.
I think I sent to you. Where?
You
Are we gonna have room on the pro slot?
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it
We
out.
got some remodeling to do.
We do. Well, y'all are moving studios, right?
We could put it back there so that
we could see it.
We
Be
can see
inspired.
it, and the suits from Fox won't see it.
That's a great point. That is a great point.
Suits don't like us.
You know,
Also, I just had these come in. We have Dear Plotter of the Pathway to the Pussy. I'd like to wish my good friend and all-around good dude, Zach, a happy birthday. That's from Jonesy. P.S.
Jonesy.
Please remind Zach to stop being such a F slur on the golf course.
Wow, fellas. I mean, you're on a golf course. You're kind of all in it together.
And Dan, Saturday was the birthday of my buddy RJ. A late shout-out would be cool. He's 40 years old. He is still living off the glory of playing D2 football 2 decades ago.
That'll work. That's all you need.
More Julie, more handoff, more Stars talk.
Agreed.
From Shane in Colleyville.
Jeez. My guy.
Good dude.
Have you met him?
I have heard nothing but positive
Okay.
things about Shane from Colleyville. I would love to meet him at the DZ Generic Summer event. Please, come.
I wonder if he'd still bring us bikini girls.
He did that many years ago. So
high
it's
schooler.
today in history, on Monday, May 19th, on this day in 1536, Anne Boleyn, she was the second wife of England's King Henry VIII. She nailed some guy behind his back.
Yeah, what happened?
And
So-
she apologized, and they moved
Right.
on.
They did a couples weekend
Yeah.
of counseling.
Did a little therapy.
She
Did
was
a whole
beat.
retreat.
He realized he was the problem.
Yeah.
What could I do different?
Am I not listening to you enough?
She was beheaded.
Oh, no.
One of many.
Unheaded. On this day in 1967, maybe we should rethink this Space Force thing. The Soviet Union ratified a treaty with the United States and Britain banning nuclear and other weapons from outer space, as well as celestial bodies such as the moon. So they're like, look,
We know you think you got a loophole here.
you think you're going to put... Don't put a nuclear bomb on the moon. And it's like, all right, we won't if you won't.
You think that includes nuclear power plants, or is it just bombs?
That's actually not a bad question, right? Because
Is-
that's where it starts up there. We have to have power.
And
Well, wouldn't you just put solar panels?
I don't know.
Wind turbines.
winter.
Yeah.
No, there's no wind on.
There's
the
no
moon,
wind
right?
on the moon.
There's,
Wind stops blowing, you can't watch your TV.
I know.
And also-
He's totally screwed.
the viscosity of oil would be drastically different. Sorry. Okay. No.
She's an
no.
actual engineer.
Yeah. No. I just.
She's also drunk, so it's like half.
No, I'm not. I've had 3.
On this day in 1997, Marv Albert, the voice of the NBA, was charged in an indictment with biting a woman in Arlington, Virginia hotel room as many as 15 times and forcing her to perform oral sex.
In which order do you think that occurred?
Yeah, because wasn't he like?
You can't bite her while. Well, I guess you could. It depends on where everybody is.
She's upside down, bro.
But he's forcing that while biting her.
Oh, I put a video in there
Of
for
this?
something that happened. No. On this day in 2016.
I was like, all right, well, let's go to the tape.
Actually, I wanted to have Clayton queued up a little bit, but just fire it off. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The Marv Albert thing is crazy, man.
Clayton, the video of this thing that happened on this day in 2016.
Oh,
Oh my God.
I'm really excited.
I knew
to
Jake
share
had
with
an
you
energy
something
today.
I got.
I honestly didn't even know
I went
this.
to Kohl's today. I had to make a couple returns.
This was on Instagram.
Stuff didn't fit. Surprisingly, it was a little too big.
You're
Thank
looking
you.
at
I know some of you
Candace
may be thinking
Payne.
the opposite. Shame. No shame. It's all love. It's all love.
Shut up.
So, here's what I found when I was at Kohl's, and I'd like to say that I bought this for my son. That would
This
really,
video
really
was
want it.
actually
And let's
this
be honest,
long?
He'll probably confiscate it from me. Confiscate? That's a word, right? Okay, so he'll probably take it from me.
She's well known as
However,
Chewbacca Mom.
that I bought. Okay,
And
so-
she's just every lady
Maybe
you've
not,
ever
but
dealt
she
with
pays-
at a bank or at a elementary
She has a
school.
tattoo also.
Now watch when my mouth actually moves. That's not me making that noise, it's the mask! Here, listen.
She's so entertained by it.
You know, I thought she was the one.
Oh, look, Jordan loves it.
Chewbacca sound.
She's crying.
No, I'm
She's
not.
literally
You're
crying.
crying.
Wow.
Stupid.
And then you tried to book her, and she had an agent, and she was.
Oh, man, it was impossible.
God, I got so mad about that.
Did Shovel
dude.
Girl have an agent at the time?
Yeah, because I was no, Shovel Girl had an OnlyFans.
Yeah, she still does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How quickly do you have to get to fame to get an agent?
Chewbacca mom got in quick, and it was like a God thing. She was working because she was going to be speaking at churches and stuff, but
The Baker girl got an agent.
Baker Girl got an agent. Shovel Girl definitely doesn't. She doesn't have one now. Blake wants her to come to the summer event and hit me with a shovel. Like, we paid Tay Zonde to come to Ticket Stock once.
Hit you with one
Yeah,
of the
the
gold
Panthers
shovels?
guy.
It's just, yeah.
If this goes well this year,
Next year is going to be.
and we know we can actually profit and stuff, yes, we're going to use profits for bits.
This year we're trying to break even. Next year, Shovel Girl hitting me in the sack with a shovel.
Wow, mark
In
that
the
down.
taint.
I don't know if I would go sack.
I don't need it anymore.
On this day that's true. In 2017, Anthony Weiner,
Wow.
he was a New York congressman,
Yeah. He was a golden boy, too.
pleaded guilty in Manhattan to a sex charge. He was in tears as well. Apparently, he had just watched the Candace Payne video. He was apologizing for his communications with a 15-year-old girl. How old was Anthony Weiner? 30s?
Late
Yeah,
30s, right?
no. What year
40?
did you say?
2017.
He's 60 now.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's been around.
Okay,
How
he's
old
in
is
his
he?
50s. So,
As a 15-year-old girl, though, how could you? I don't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because I think he was sending
How do you,
D pics. I don't remember
like,
how
if
it
you
happened.
get caught up with a 21-year-old at 15, like, okay, I can kind of see it.
I don't
get
think
it.
it was a one-time deal either.
50-something, man. Come on.
on this day in 2019, Game of Thrones aired its final episode on HBO.
And the worst to date.
Hunter.
Other birthdays today, Cooper Beebe is 24.
Boy, he was
shirt off at a Stars game.
I love that we just have a very solid offensive line tradition.
Of?
Big guy. Just being rowdy at every other local sporting event, whether it was Travis Frederick and Zach Martin.
Tyler Booker was there recently.
Yeah, just they go to the Stars suite and offensive lineman guard immediately knows, let me take this shirt off. They want to see a big man's hairy boobs.
Brandon Carr, 39.
And when a Cowboy goes to a Stars game, it's a big deal. They zoom in on him, look at him.
Yeah.
When the Stars go to the Cowboys game,
it's
not
really.
I didn't even know you were here.
Right.
Sorry.
Brandon Carr, 39. He was his number. That was a overall solid signing.
Yeah.
And they probably look at it like,
The last
oh God,
one.
that was a disaster.
London Fletcher, 50.
Baller.
So cool.
Kevin Garnett, 49.
Overrated.
Archie Manning is 76.
Not sure.
Marshawn Lattimore is 29. Archie is the father of Cooper Manning.
Yeah, I just don't know what to think of him.
Great sperm.
That'll be a 3-generation family.
His sperm is so much better than mine.
No cups needed.
Let's see. Brandon Inge is 48. You know what Josh Lewin would say about him every time the Tigers rolled in?
Yeah.
Or about baseball?
It's a game of inges.
Okay.
George
awesome.
St. Pierre is 44.
UFC. You've probably talked to him.
And didn't even know it.
I know that I talked to this MMA meathead.
He's not butt chin.
Michael Che is 42. In general,
I think I'm back in on him.
not funny, but I do love this week was the finale.
The joke swap. It was
The joke
great.
swap is great. It's a little unfair. Like there's nothing you can give Michael Che that's going to be as funny as what you can give.
Yeah. Colin's giving him a few where he has to, he'll give him a joke about some plight of the black community.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I really appreciate that SNL still does that because it feels
Like they
avant-garde.
shouldn't, yeah.
Yeah, it feels. But I think I've gone back. Michael Che, I think, is weird because he's a comic. I don't like comics who fuck around on social media too much. I hate it, actually. Because it's like, dude, write your jokes in writing time. Be funny when you're on stuff. But, like, Michael Che would, like, argue with magazines that would, like, review him negatively and this and that. And it's just like, just do your thing and be funny.
Well, that's the problem with him.
I know, and he
doesn't have that.
Maybe you're right.
Is SNL back?
Or am I just old? Because I end up watching at least half of it in some form or fashion every week, and I don't hate it. I skip the music.
SNL since 2008.
Yeah, I mean,
I just can't.
It's definitely doesn't feel quite as like in the bag for just centrist shit libs anymore. It feels like they're willing to make fun of everybody in a way that's doable. I don't know. The Trump thing is an automatic win for them, though. If you haven't seen how they do it, if they don't have anything, James Austin Johnson just goes out there and kind of does stand-up like he's Trump. He just goes up there and like, what else is going on? What do we have? Tariffs. And he just goes, that's just the open.
I don't know who the black girl is that was doing, she came in and did like a bit during Weekend Update this week.
She's funny.
She's funny.
Yeah.
I love her.
Yeah.
Like she's got
yeah, she has like a Nigerian last name, I think, right? Yeah,
okay.
she's really good.
She's awesome.
I like
Keep your eye out for some black girl.
I like the Latino guy they have that does the over the top version of Sabado Gigante. He has like crazy over the top like Mexican accent. I think it's good. Sumi.
Shooter Jennings is 46. That is Waylon Jennings' son. So you've heard of Waylon Jennings.
Oh yeah,
Popular
popular
name.
name.
Ever heard of Shooter Jennings, but looking at him today, he has an album called "Put the O Back in Country."
Heck yeah!
Come on, man.
I love it.
So, yeah, just thought that's an interesting lane for Shooter Jennings to be in.
He's saying all you country music people are C's, not me. I'm putting the O back in.
And our birthday of the day is for Blake today. Christopher Comstock, 33. Oh, let me just say is the name you know him by. Marshmello.
Oh, I do like his music.
Bro, that's me.
You?
I've seen Marshmello a couple times.
I thought he told me he's watching him in a Minecraft concert.
Fortnite. I listened to Marshmello today.
You're probably the underground, huh?
What a brag there.
Yeah, humble brag.
It's fun music. I introduced my daughter to it. It's good for kids because it's all happy, and the guy's wearing a big mask, a big helmet. They're like, what's going on over there? Gave her a little bit of my leftover Molly from 7-8 years ago last time I saw him, and we had a good weekend.
Yeah, what's the half-life on Molly?
More than 7 years.
All right. Then CPS doesn't need to get involved. We're fine.
I'll start with Dead on the Stay Still Dead because I want to end big. We have Jacqueline Kennedy. She died on this day. And Michael Aldrich, it says here, the inventor of online shopping. So I don't know how
okay
he got that.
That
Well,
legit is
first.
like me inventing YouTube.
Yeah.
What if he was like, God, internet, what have we
Boy, I
bought?
wish I could just buy it here.
Michael?
Born on this day, now dead, though, we have, oddly enough, on this day, his birthday is Peter Mayhew.
On Chewbacca Mom Day.
Peter Mayhew is the actor who played Chewbacca.
I'm Peter Mayhew.
He actually lived like in Granbury for a while.
He did.
Malcolm X. Andre the Giant.
Have you ever read a Malcolm X documentary or biography?
No. Should I?
I haven't.
I would
I'd
like
like
to. Yeah.
That was a good DEI ice cream flavor that came through. Malcolm Espresso.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good bit. I would love for that to continue, by the way.
Nicole Brown Simpson. And born on this day, now dead. Now, it's not his death anniversary. His death anniversary is like, I don't know if it was early August or late July. But his birthday is today. It was like early August, late July of 2021 he died. Dusty Hill.
Well, it's not his death day. Well, no, yeah.
Birthday.
Whatever.
Of ZZ Top.
Because you guys were at camp. Yeah.
Yeah.
Breaking into the news as we already had signed off.
Well, I mean,
Dusty Hill has died. Breaking news.
We were in our news segment.
I need
felt
to
like
stop
it was
down
news.
everything.
Well, this is news, and this
to
is
let these two guys.
It's such a fascinating.
What indication had these two guys ever given that
ZZ
they
Top.
even know who Dusty Hill is?
It's one of my favorite just experiments in human behavior in our career. When you decide, hey, it's time to pop on with some news, whether you're ticker guy or producer, the confidence you have to think that Dan and I, either one of us, by name, know and would be moved by in any way the death of Dusty Hill.
Well, I mean, you're a Texas native. I feel like you would at
After
least...
I waited until 48. I'm not asking you to do 5 minutes on him. I'm just saying, hey, this guy with the beard, he played in ZZ Top. He's dead. It just happened.
Which one was he?
So stick around for more on the ticker.
He was the one with the beard.
And remember, Frank Beard didn't have a beard.
No beard at all. But his name is Beard.
He doesn't do a beard.
And that was Today in History.
At some point, we got to tell. We'll just do it now. So it's really cool to go to somebody's wedding, and like just by you and your boys being there, they're excited. They're having a good time. What a great thing for your ego. That's the only reason I went. So you need, on the flip side of that, is the classic. And it happened when we were at the ticket too, but this was a third level of it. Guy who comes up to you and he's like, man, I've been a huge fan. Been listening to you guys for years. You're like, thanks, man. I tend to think they probably don't really know who we are as the Dumb Zone, but they're like, okay, I know these guys were from the ticket. But then he's like, yeah, you guys were just out at the camping thing this week, huh?
Yeah, I listen to you every day.
Every day.
When he first said I listen to you every day, I'm like, wow, man. That is so awesome. A subscriber.
I thought there was a small chance.
We were around some people who were
listeners,
daily listeners. So it's like, okay, this makes sense, that Jordan would be friends with.
Yeah, we didn't know the guys. Then a few minutes go by, and that's when he mentions you guys were out camping this week, and I was like, oh no, we don't work at the ticket. We haven't worked there in a couple years. He's like, well, what happened? I was like, oh, we have a show called The Dumb Zone. Towards the end of Dan's time there, we had a show called The Hang Zone. But we got in some legal thing.
Was he even aware of the Hang Zone?
And see, that's the thing. Did he think I was Bob, basically?
Yeah.
There's a chance he just thought I was Bob and knows that you're kind of something. And then somebody, your mom actually, said something like, oh, no, they haven't worked there in a couple years. And we're not upset about it. That's a good thing. Be reminded. Most people don't have a clue who you are. When I worked at the ticket, I would go to my wife's company Christmas party, and her boss would be like, tell Ben and Skin I said hi.
Yeah.
I'm like, I never have. But so, yeah, it wasn't like we were upset, but the problem is the guy doesn't know that. Because he's instantly trying to
apologizing
recede into his own body of like.
Because he realizes they just caught me lying.
He's like, I listen every day. And then he said that, and we're like, oh, no, we don't work there anymore.
Hey, I'm well aware of who you guys are.
And then he kind of paused for a second. He goes, I feel dumb. And then we all just kind of stood there for a second. I was like, no, man, it's fine. It's all good. It's all good. And then he kind of just turned away. And then when we were leaving, the three of us together, he was outside smoking a cigarette with somebody else. And they clearly had been talking about it. Because as we were walking up, the other guy was like, he knows now, man. He knows y'all now. The guy's like, yeah, sorry again. We're like, we don't care. But it was funny.
Yeah, I want to have closing remarks and talk about a little bit more about Jordan and your wedding. And it'll be brought to us real quickly by One Day Doors and Closets. It's funny because they said, we want to throw in a couple of extra copy points. So for One Day Doors and Closets, which is like hanging a new piece of art in every room. Seriously, go home, look at your doors. They suck.
Right.
You'll then realize, man, what if I upgraded these things?
Get a different color.
They could help you do that. OneDayTexas.com/promo30 will get you 2 doors for the price of 1 door. But their new copy points, doors are fully finished cabinet grade paint.
Ooh, that's way better.
Is it?
Yeah, so there's different.
Because I'm reading that
That's wear
going,
and
what does
tear.
that mean?
That's wear and tear. That's it. They're gonna hold on. You're never gonna get any like smudges or fingerprints or anything like that. That is so much better. Because normally doors are okay. Sorry.
No,
Normally
she's
I
right.
want
yeah.
this because I'm thinking I was
That's
just about to
cabinet
make fun of
grade
his
paint.
copy
That's
points.
Cabinet grade paint.
So much
Sometimes they do it with watercolor, and you come back the next day, the paint's gone.
Like a hentai.
Nope. Wrong. Nope.
Yeah, man, that's porno. You're thinking of a henna.
No, hentai.
Hentai. What's the
Henna's
tattoo
the-
that
Henna is the tattoo.
Henna's the
it
tattoo.
disappears?
Hentai is a Japanese cartoon porno.
Okay, well, that's not what I meant.
It's okay. You're pretty.
But
Thank you.
the promo code.
But it also says the install includes everything, handles, hinges, and any other hardware needed. Everything is done.
Just
Can I
in
make
and
fun
out.
of that? Because I'm thinking, of course it does. What? But maybe some people didn't know that.
Not only
Like,
some
what if
people
they
don't
just-
know that, some companies don't give you that stuff.
Oh, is that
Trust
true?
me. Yes.
Okay, well, I want to know, why are these important copy points to bring up today? And you guys have answered them for me.
Yeah.
And I learned all about Japanese thing.
Yeah. This is not an ad for that.
No,
but
I don't know their website.
But if you need a door to close for some privacy,
no one will hear you.
One day doors.
Thick door. Totally thick door.
Thick. We hear thick is more important sometimes
Yeah.
than the length of the door.
Sure.
Right? You don't want like a skinny long door.
And you need a nice thick finish too.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm about that revolving door, you know?
Yeah, hell yeah, bro.
You know what's funny is a guy emailed me at the start of the show when she was here, and he was like, dude, you guys got to stop with all this horniness. He's like, it's mostly Dan, but it's uncomfortable.
I've been horny around you?
I don't feel like
I haven't been horny at all
It's just
around
funny.
you.
I feel like I've
Then
been
the show
stupidest,
ended with
horniest
this.
one of them.
Who, me?
Me.
Oh.
I
Telling
feel like
people to fire their shorts off, talking about.
Yeah, I know.
I have
I'll
not
send them
overly
your email.
horned it up with
I didn't make any
with Jordan the girl.
accusations. I was telling you about an email.
I just said she's hot girl Jordan.
Yeah.
That's all I did.
She knows it. She was like a model or something.
You're on.
Her email signature is hot girl Jordan.
Well, it's just because Jake kept saying every time I would say Jordan, he's like, "Girl, yeah, hot."
It is.
Like, okay,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hot
Jake's the
girl
horny
Jordan.
one.
it's just by the name. It's okay.
Anyway, so she claims to have been moosed.
Yes.
She has sent us photos. They'll be on the wall, but every year on her birthday, she'll take a bath with money.
Yes. That was a
What does
bit
that
we
mean?
used to do. So whatever our age was, we'd multiply it by 100. In $1 bills, we would throw it in a tub, and we would take a little photo shoot.
Okay.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
You sent me a Google Doc with, and I'm trying to remember what I should look at what it was, but the link wouldn't work this morning. I was going through your emails. Do you remember what it was that you put together for me?
It might have been a while back. There were gender altering photos of all of the head coaches at the time, and it was a
Okay, smash or pass.
It was a smash or pass deal.
Okay.
And I was Belichick and all of them. So that's probably not
I'd be interested in seeing this, but it does say that.
I will fire it. I'll see if I can fire it back up and
doesn't
send it
exist.
to you again. That'd be a great bit.
But I'm very familiar with Google Drive and how you can lose your way in there.
Yeah. There's a
We
beast
have like
you have
7
to tame.
Google Drives now.
I just love that, like, she hit the jackpot where she doesn't really have to work. And she's just like,
Well-
what NFL-related memes can I make today?
So actually, I made that while I was working. I was humble brag, really good at my job. So I would only be working for like 4 hours out of an 8 or 9 hour shift. So I would D around. But that was some of the
It's the American way.
It is.
3 hours of work on a 9-hour salary.
The other things I wanted to point out, just about last night at least, you didn't get to do it, but I know you've asked. You wanted to have a smoke with Jake.
I did.
I would have done it too.
But he said, you dry clean the suit. I respect that. Also, Arboretum has a no smoking policy. So it was best we didn't.
Even on your day?
Did we
I
out,
know.
Did we out those guys then?
They were outside.
It's too late.
Yeah, they're at least. I mean, the whole thing's outside. But
I
they
think
were like out in
outside the
parking
gate, you're allowed
lot.
to be, yeah.
Yeah,
Or
maybe.
I don't know if they're allowed to be. I don't care.
You think? Because no. never
No,
mind.
unfortunately.
Well, I
don't
was
know
gonna
about
say like he hates smoking,
Yeah.
No.
so it's not gonna happen.
He
Which
doesn't
sucks.
even like vapes, man.
I know.
If smoking was as prevalent now as it was in the 80s, would it be able to be eradicated anymore?
Because everybody would be too.
Because they would say that's
Divisive.
liberal.
Yeah,
That's liberal.
It's a great question.
Yeah, I couldn't answer.
Hey, thanks, man.
Yeah, dude. Whatever you need.
And I'll have you know. Now, this was for Jordan. Because I don't want to be like, oh, this is always going to happen. But your mom actually offered us an appearance fee. And we turned it down. Said we're just going to come out there anyway.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Did you seriously think we got paid?
Yeah.
Fuck that. No.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So
No,
okay.
she just, she did promise possible Hange.
So
From her, right?
From mom.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say. I mean, I think I've been very clear. I'm after the mom here. This is a.
Yeah.
Maybe that guy thought y'all were horny for her mom.
maybe.
Maybe that's it.
Did she tell you? So you guys informed someone at the catering that y'all were here, and they didn't know anything about this.
Yeah.
So she went up to her.
They were confused.
They went up to her and said, "Your dummy friends are here."
Oh.
That's us.
That was a good bit.
It was fun, man. I enjoyed hanging out with you guys.
You
hanging out with Jordan. It was nice.
So okay, so you offered me an edible at my wedding, and I respectfully declined.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is that in your game?
No, not particularly.
Okay.
I don't know. I like to have my wits about me, but I feel like I should return the favor. Jake, I got you something.
Okay.
So I respect that you don't drink anymore. I find that incredibly admirable. So I got you an 8-ball.
Boy, she's not joking.
All right.
I love it. I love
Jordan
it.
loves bits.
And yeah, so I did also play the intro for my bridesmaids.
That's
or the
so
intro.
great. We have to get the video.
What do you mean? That's what I asked yesterday, and Jake made fun of me. Or
I did
Saturday
make fun
night.
of you.
He did.
I'm like, hey, did you guys video this? And he's like, did they video this in 2025?
No, I just mean in general. Everyone
Jackass.
videos their wedding, don't they?
Yeah.
I thought it was.
We wanted
I
a
wasn't
video
trying-
of
We
it
live
so we
streamed
could.
it to the Discord. I don't know. We play a lot of video games, so everyone who couldn't make it,
You live streamed it?
we live streamed it to the Discord. I need to be very clear about that. This is not on YouTube. This is not on Facebook.
Our Discord.
Our Discord?
No, not your Discord. Well,
In general.
in general,
The world's Discord?
our Discord.
You have a Discord.
We have a Discord for our own little group. Yeah.
Like it's a OnlyFans type thing, or what are we talking about here?
Again, it's the horny.
Yeah.
It's just a place for friends to chat.
Do you want to tell him what's in the fridge that you brought us?
Oh yeah. Also, everyone, since you guys didn't get to hang out much, I brought everyone a piece of bridal cake and the groomsmen cake, red velvet and cinnamon vanilla.
Oh, fantastic.
So that's a good, yeah, got that. And then one other gift. So it's,
And you have not drank all your Lone Stars.
I've got one left. My mom texted me and said, "You're drinking too much." It's like,
Mom.
Yeah, Mom's been in the chat.
Mom has been in the chat. Where is it? Okay, all right, okay.
Is Mom horny for Jake as well?
I don't know. She actually said,
Would she cheat on? Is she married?
She's married.
Would she cheat on him just for
It's
a
not,
one night
what
with
is this
Jake?
cheating? It doesn't
Jake.
have to be cheating. It's just,
Would she just be an adult?
Just
a
a
consenting
hall
adult?
pass? Hall
yeah,
pass?
it's
Yeah.
what it passes. It's just life, man.
Yeah, it's just things happen.
I don't know.
We get it.
Check the chat.
I have to.
So when I was a cocktail waitress when I was younger, I had two cops that came in. And I was just trying to make it was after their shift. I was trying to make some small contact with them or just chat banter. I asked them what's the one ticket they would never write. One of them said, "I'm never going to write a ticket for a seatbelt." Just that's your own personal thing. If you feel like you're gonna, if you feel like that you've got more control and you're okay with dying, I'm not going to write you a ticket for it. And the other cop said he was never going to write a ticket for someone speeding under 20 miles an hour over the speed limit. That was my dude.
Nice.
That's y'all's dudes.
Yeah, yeah.
Both y'all.
Respect.
So, traffic cop Blake, what is the one ticket you would
man.
never write?
I mean, probably the speeding one. The seatbelt's also good.
I like a seatbelt,
I enjoy the seatbelt as well. But
but the speeding.
But I know Blake does not want to wear a seatbelt.
I hit 106 coming here today.
Nice.
Nice.
But Porsches. Anyway.
I had
You
to
guys
take an
are
illegal
nuts.
turn
Ooh, Porsche.
today.
Well,
Porsche. We
Porsche.
can't call it a Porsche.
If
You're snooty like that.
it's not snooty, it's proper pronunciation.
Okay.
Okay.
It's not pronunciation?
The mom can't choose between Dan and Jake.
What do we have there? What is in that box?
I don't think the audio cord is long enough, or the head cord is long enough, so I just tossed it. As for Blake.
Blake is opening a box. Blake is showing his approval with a smile. What do you think of Blake's mustache?
You know what? I actually
Blake with a Village People style cop hat and sunglasses. My God, dude.
Keep going, keep going.
He definitely looks like a cop.
But you got to read the badge. What does the badge say?
Got a badge to wear around his neck.
Special police.
I love it.
He's got sunglasses. Yes, he absolutely looks the part. Just with the mustache, it looked enough like
it was.
He's got a
thank you
billy
for
club.
having us.
As soon as you Reno 911 it, I had to.
Have you ever gotten out of a ticket just for being hot?
I don't think it was for being hot. I got out of a ticket because I was in college being an engineer. I was on my way to a women's engineering conference in Houston. I was running late and I was going pretty fast. And I got a speeding ticket and I was telling him what I was doing and he let me go. So I don't know if it was hot. I don't know if it was STEM related.
He just believed in women in STEM.
Yeah,
it was
just
so
some DEI.
This is all hot chicks don't understand what they're getting from being hot. They're like, oh, I just thought everybody that walks, when you walk into the bar, somebody buys you a drink right away. That's part of the game, right?
Well, I was, okay, so in college I was a prude. That's actually that's how my husband and I met. First day of COVID, that opened up, and I had a drinking group, and we all had little nicknames, and we have to be really cool really quick. My nickname was BBC, because my physical requirements for me to be attracted to a man were B, bald, B, buff, C, circumcised.
Okay, it's a new one.
I can go 2 of those at least.
So when you're in college, there aren't a lot of bald men, so I was just not interested.
Is that a daddy issue thing? Why are we attracted to bald men?
It's confidence. You beat Mother Nature to the punchline, and you knew that you were hotter than anything that, that you surpassed hair. You don't need hair to be hot.
Dan's gonna jizz.
And I find that just being so incredibly attractive and confident, and yeah.
So for all those mid-20s guys who are going bald,
shave it immediately.
There are girls out there for you that'll think this is great.
I've got to be able to lick a coin and stick it to your head.
All right, well, I got to say one thing real quick before we go. Blake, when we took our picture with her the other night, did you notice anything?
No.
Okay, just making sure, because I've started doing
Was your hand hovering?
Well, I kind of rubbed him.
You rubbed Blake?
Yeah, and I've just started doing it now. I've done it a couple times when I've taken photos with him, and I can't do it to him ananymore, but I just...
Okay. I know you do the hover.
I kind of like hover over, but then I just like let it fall. I did it to a listener the other day, and he was like, what the fuck? He was like, what,
oh, you thought it was Blake?
A guy. No, I told Blake, I gave you a little creep show, and you didn't notice, and I had to at least ask.
Well, that's nice.
Well, and
nice.
because of your...
caressed.
You will usually hover over the female.
Yeah.
And so then I will be a little extra aggressive to make up for it.
Yeah, you close the gap there.
Yeah. Well, congrats, Jordan.
It was a lot of fun.
Thank you. I can't thank you guys enough for coming. And
What was your wedding night like? You finally had sex?
For the first time.
Yeah.
No, actually, we didn't do it.
Okay, cool.
We were exhausted.
Yeah.
It was draining. But you know what? I'll put him to bed in that special way when I get home.
Heyo. Happy Monday.
Adios, mofo.
We gotta go before this becomes a zoo.
Thank you for watching my video. Subscribe and type for my name if you want to watch more of my videos.
Standing top of nothing but his voice stands tall with those bedroom eyes that make the pennies fall. He knows how to handle every baseball call. Jared Sandler on the Dumb Zone, y'all. J-A-R-E-D, so short. S-A-N-D-L-E-R. Sliding into home base on the Dumb Zone show. Jared Sandler's letting them know it's the Jared Sandler show. It's not baseball zone. Show.